Ignition sequence start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright guys, and welcome back to the Quadcast. Sorry about the delay in content, but I had some technical difficulties. My computer crashed and I lost the last show. But hopefully we're making it up to here today. I got Sam Rowe and Parker Wewerka in the house tonight. Oh yeah, nobody cares about
TRC, CEO.
I ran the Nationals last year.
So this past weekend, Sammy Rowe busted a fat 6 out this weekend. Big improvement over the time. So I called you out as being the new guy coming in and going to start breaking those top 5s and being a podium threat. So how was your weekend?
It was all right. Started out qualifying, just really for some reason I was struggling and just went into the first moto and ended up 9th in the first moto. I got pumped up about halfway through and came into the second one. It was a mutter, and honestly, that was like survival out there, dude.
That's the worst, dude.
It was so bad.
That's the worst when it turns into just like not even like trying to push. You just want to like make it to the end.
Well, I could hear about halfway through my bike with like the tone of the motor change because it was like unhappy. Like, hey, slow down.
Was it like the type of mud that you're like heavy mud, or was it like water?
No, it was like underground was more water. It kind of like
sucked it in, like
washed
the
off,
box.
kind of. Yeah.
You like get that.
But no, Ironman, it was super. It's like sticky, like.
So
the helmet was falling down.
Did you have the foam on top?
No, we were unprepared. We had the foam in the trailer, but then we were thinking maybe we'd get lucky with the rain missing us, and then of course we're on the line for the second. They moved it up to try and miss the rain, but
I saw that.
literally as we're
second time this year
on the line.
Yeah, didn't they do that at Texas too?
No,
I thought they moved it. They did the other. Okay.
We had lightning delays in Texas.
They had a huge delay. You guys were riding at like 7 o'clock.
Our second moto
Some
was
of those
at
pictures
6.
turned out really sick though.
They should almost like do that once in a while. Like back in the day, they had that race at Balance at the night race. That was sick. Like,
They need to do something to switch it up, make it cool. Like in certain situations, like Daytona could be cool, but like I think what sucks is like. If you look at like the way the track is at Daytona, it's like it's not that impressive. But if it was more like what Parker rode yesterday at Durhamtown, where it was like an actual supercross, maybe it could be a little less gnarly in certain situations, like in the rhythm section.
Well, this year they had pro only, so
why not make it?
Why not make it a little bit more difficult?
We did have that. We rode with the vintage bikes. So
that's true.
That was, but honestly, this year the track was pretty. I think it was one of the best in the year.
From just seeing the track,
it flowed.
It did flow.
But that's not what I'm looking for.
There was, it was super tight and super. This year, I mean, we actually got to open up a little bit.
Yeah.
The lanes were a little longer, which was kind of nice.
I just feel like they didn't have the jumps to like challenge you.
There was like one jump that
start next to the fans, kind of like that big hit.
It was like a triple.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm looking for in a supercross track. It's not like you're not supposed to be like, oh, I was able to open it up. It's supposed to be like I'm going so slow in this like hyper technical space. Like it's not supposed to be like we have outdoors for that. So like get some actual like indoor type situation going on in Daytona would be cool.
Especially like if it's a pro only event, like make it kind of like that. They could have done a little bit more technicality. I feel like
especially being pro only, like you said, because if there's only going to be pros, there's no reason to like mellow anything out. Like everything should be really difficult.
What was the vintage bike turnout like?
It was wasn't huge by any means.
Like, what do you think they would have been better off just letting the amateurs come for ATV?
Yeah.
They would have more
numbers wise.
Yeah,
I think. But what they said they were trying to push next year is the 50th anniversary or something of. I forget what it was, but it had something to do with the vintage bikes, and they're trying to push that.
Are the quads coming back next year, or is it
I
like?
don't know.
They seemed like they were. That we would be back. So what do you? I hope. I think it's good for us to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
It
it might
does
be a
hurt,
little
that's
more
for sure.
pricey than
Yeah.
the other rounds, but it is Daytona. So.
Yeah.
So both of you guys, what do you guys think of the schedule, and what do you guys think about the round where we go, I guess, sort of right before the dirt bikes? Like, what do you guys think of that?
Oh, for the Daytona schedule?
No, for the Ironman.
At
The one
end
where,
of the year.
end of the year.
Oh, end of
we
the
go
year, yeah.
the quads go the
Only.
day before, yeah.
The quads don't race on the same day as the dirt bikes?
No,
Yeah,
Friday
it's
is
Friday.
is the quads, and the dirt bikes race on Saturday.
Oh, well, that's news to me. I thought we were going on the same day as the bikes. I was literally like, hell yeah, dude, we're going to be able
He
to show
leaves
all
for
these-
Now
one
that-
year,
that
now
would
look at
be
him.
legit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not up to date as much as I used to be, but, like, seriously, though, that's what they need to do. Like, Steel City, that I remember back in the day, quads ran on the same day as the bikes. It was like, all the fans were right there.
Yeah,
they
it's a
saw it.
special-
I think that's
it's like a
important.
special
And it
event.
was like, that blew it
Like,
up.
hey,
I think.
quads can do this too.
Yeah,
The
right.
lap times are comparable.
We're
Like,
Lap
it's not-
times were
yeah.
comparable. Like, we were.
That's
I
I
mean,
hope that I hope
people too.
But it
I hope
matter.
Exactly.
you know the track's the same when we do go there. I hope the track's the same for us as
Yeah.
it is for the bikes,
Mhm.
so we can really look at
Put that
lap
to bed,
times
right?
and see,
Yeah.
you know, like how
They-
close we really are.
It's kind of safer though for them to separate the days
I think
because
so. I do.
you have the dirt bike ruts, you have these top pros that are paid millions of dollars, like literally. They need to be comfortable in their element.
Yeah,
we need
yeah.
to be comfortable in our
True.
element. And
Yeah.
it's just
So
So to do them on the same day, it would basically mean, so when the pros went out for their first motos, they would honestly be on like a brand new track because they would have
Us
to retail.
pros or the
The dirt. But let's say
Yeah.
because I'm assuming they would put the ATVs in the morning, you know. So we would go first,
Right.
and then the dirt bike guys would go, and they would have to till everything the track.
they did it on the same
So
day.
for the dirt bike guys, it's almost going to be like unfair racing because the track's going to be so fast. Pretty much whoever pulls a whole shot is going to be gone. You know, 'cause it's a smooth, perfect track.
The good thing about Ironman is it doesn't get like a hard pack, you know, but
Yeah.
it does get like that slick base.
And it gets choppy too.
And it gets
I mean,
choppy.
It gets real choppy.
What did you think about the redesign?
I mean, in my personal opinion, I like the old track.
The old track.
It was
Yeah.
sick, dude. It was
The
like getting
whole
to the
track-
point where it's like iconic, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Godzilla.
And they
all
took
those-
out. I mean, Godzilla, yeah, but
Was Godzilla the
that
same
big
way?
triple they had, the uphill triple after you came back down from Godzilla and took that left-hander, and there was that big triple, and I actually didn't hit it last year. I feel kind of like
dude,
a wuss
you
about
weren't,
it.
you weren't
Yeah.
the only one.
Or-
No,
We've never hit
because
it.
I've never had the
Coming
chance
out of
to
that
hit it
turn,
from the
yeah.
amateur.
Yeah.
See,
They
you were
cut it.
you were pro only
Yeah.
like last year, and I
Coming
had
out of
the
that turn
opportunity
makes
to
a
hit it.
difference.
It's,
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's way
just that
more,
little
like-
bit that you
Yeah.
need to get
So
over it.
let me ask you this: what's more scary, Godzilla, where it's like the super steep face and you
Mhm.
can't see anything on the
It's a
other
blind
side,
jump,
or
yeah.
jumping back down the hill right there? Because like for me, I feel like it would be jumping back
Down
down
the
the
hill,
hill. Because
me
like I
too.
just envision myself just like cartwheeling all the way down. you know?
Right. There's way more consequences if you don't like get that downhill like
Right.
and you're
Yeah.
straight and narrow
If you're
because
crooked, it could get ugly.
if
real
you're in a battle with somebody, you know, there's a guy right next to you, you sometimes like don't have all the focus to hit it straight, and then you guys like come off sideways or something and you land sideways, you're going all the way to the bottom of the
Yeah,
hill.
see.
It's not gonna be
That's
not
like that
fun.
step down at Unadilla. Like I was scared to jump that thing last year because every time I tried to feel it out, it was throwing me sideways. I'm like, I am not about to land at the end of this
that's
thing.
one of
So you're
my
talking
favorite
about-
jumps. Back into the
Into that
gravity.
Gravity cavity. Yeah.
I was like, screw that thing. Man.
It's one of those types of things where you don't want to mess up, and like it's good that no pro has messed up. Like on
Yeah.
a quad that I know,
no,
of,
yeah,
like,
no major crashes there.
no major crashes there. So like, I mean, just keep it, and you know, just like it's been good.
So which one would you say you feel like was the scariest to like work up to?
Well, I mean, before Godzilla was like it used to be.
It used to be a double, yeah.
Yeah.
When it was a double, I would say Godzilla, but now I would say the jump back down
Yeah.
because you've really got to nail the takeoff.
It looks like it has a small, really steep face as well. It doesn't look
Yeah,
like
it's
a
it's
big
kind of
gear
like
chicken.
Supercrossy the face. It's
Yeah.
I mean it's pretty stout.
So, all right. So you
Sure.
did. So you made you had a really good finish this weekend in comparison to like the past 2 weekends. Like, what was the difference this weekend? It sucks because it's been two just crappy mutters, man. Like, there's no way to really
Right.
tell where anyone is. So mutters just suck because everybody, like you said, just lives through
Survival.
it, man. Like
Yeah.
you're just living through it. So, was there anything that you did beforehand of like the past rounds? I think you got a 10th and a 9th.
yeah.
Yeah, and then for this one, you finally come in with the 6. Like, was there anything different going on in there?
I mean, I was at Johnny's
Mhm.
in Oklahoma, and You know, just I didn't get to ride as much as I would have maybe liked to, but you know, I hit the training hard, obviously, and I got to ride.
There's Johnny
You know,
track there.
No, but there's some tracks
There's
close
some pretty
around,
good
yeah.
tracks right there. Yeah.
And we went to this place. It's kind of like a sand pit almost. It's called Below the Dam. That's what he called it. And it's
Just make your own track.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
That
probably
was
like
kinda-
whooped
that
out.
was
Like,
that's fun
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
cutting
enjoy
your
that.
own
it's
track.
like
and,
free
like,
riding, you know.
Yeah.
That's
that
how it was
enjoyable.
back in the day too. You know, everybody just made
Yeah,
their own
just
track.
go on the
just
power
pound
lines
out
or
stuff.
whatever.
Yeah,
man.
that's where a lot of
That,
people
all right, so
ride like that.
back how you got started like that. I know you guys started a little old when you were older, right? Like you guys started like around like 16, 15.
Yeah, that's
riding.
when I first
Like
started.
how did that happen? Like you just,
Well,
Like why ATV?
yeah,
motocross?
at that age, like
I
Because
think
it's like such an obscure
yeah,
thing.
as soon as I
it's like
saw-
being into underwater basket weaving, dude. Like, like people have questions.
I've actually never
Like,
heard of
people
that.
want to know why.
I would say my stepdad got me into it. We were trail riding a lot. I started trail riding, and like that's how I really got my like feel for riding. And my whole family had always been into, you know, four-wheelers and like mudding, and like I grew up with it. So, and then the big thing that really happened for me was I saw like the Wewerka movies, and I like saw.
Didn't we all?
It's like
Didn't we
a
all?
hook, like you have like that.
Dude, I still
vibe.
listen to Kill Switch Engage solely
Dude,
because I
seriously.
like, and they have the hill clicker like lining with it. Like I was like 8 years old, like,
That shit is so sick. It's
my
exactly what
mom's
happened.
upstairs like, turn that shit up.
Every day, come home from school, throwing Huevos. Like, Huevos 7 for me, I like
Dude, that Jeremiah Jones scene,
Jeremiah
bro,
Jones
5 is the
scene,
shit.
like,
When he's
I
in
didn't
the woods.
discover the older ones till like later, so I was kind of like
See, the
opposite.
first
Yeah.
3 are my favorite.
Yeah.
The first 3 with like the old.
I got
school.
them on
Five is my
VHS,
favorite
bro.
because that's the one I got for Christmas, like the year it came
Yeah,
out. Like I
yeah.
got it for Christmas, and I was like, "This is the thing." Dude.
Yeah,
this
like
is what I'm doing.
I've seen like quads like in the suspension working, and I just like I love like the look of it. I love that you could like mod the quad more. Like
the quack.
it's pretty much what it was though. Like I was like I want to put like all the cool parts on it and everything
Yeah,
and
dude.
make it like sick.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like a four-wheeler has more like modifications you can do to
yeah,
it.
exactly.
And I was like all about the machines. I just like kind of like fell in love with that and like just like pushing it like hard and like breaking stuff. I always like just to push it as hard as the
Breaking
limits
stuff.
went.
So-
yeah,
so what was your
I'm
first
prepared
race?
to get in
Yeah,
it.
so-
First,
What was the moment where you realized, like, damn, I'm like pretty good at this, and I
Yeah.
could probably go as far as I want to go with it?
well, looking at like the dirt bikes versus the four-wheelers, the dirt bikes to get to the pro level took a lot more like, you know, work, and you need to be in like California. There's something crazy training. And I was like, well, maybe I have like a better shot at being like a pro quad rider than a pro bike rider. So like we got this land, we moved up to the country, we had a motocross track built on the property when we moved there. Like so like as soon as we got there, like got the house, my mom surprised me with this new place, and we were like, you know, like I stayed out there. There was no furniture there. I ate like waffle sticks
Like,
every
the best
day.
Christmas
Hey,
ever. Like,
waffle
wake up to a
literally ate
motocross
waffle
track.
I was
sticks.
sleeping on the dirt, eating waffle
With
sticks.
both my brothers, we were just like riding every day, like, and I was learning
How
every
old were
day.
you at this point?
I was 11 years old.
Oh, damn.
So like I had a LTZ 250. It had a shaft.
Dude, how'd you
drive
hang on to that thing?
That's just what I like loved.
That's
and,
all
like,
you knew,
That's all I
right?
had.
Yeah.
So I was
Shaft
like,
drive.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
push
yeah.
this thing to the limits, but it took it like a champion. You know, like I never changed the oil, never changed the air filter. Literally balloon tires. Like I would like hold the shifter up as a clutch so I could do starts. And
Oh, dude,
stuff.
same thing on my
And just
90
drop
bro. Like,
the
you're just like,
shifter, so like
piece of
all my
shit.
U joints were like always blown out. And I was like ripping on this thing hard, and like so I got pretty fast on that, and then I was like,
We gotta step this
I
up.
gotta step it up. Immediately went to a 450, like got a YFZ.
Just right on it.
I was like LTR or YFZ, like I rode both, and I liked how like the YFZ felt like a little better, so I got that. Pretty much after that, it's all like how it went, just like
Snowball.
You said you,
Yeah,
what
snowball
district did you
from
start
there.
racing in?
started racing in 23 Minnesota Series.
What was the first class you started in?
C-Class.
C-Class,
I raced
nice.
C-Class for like 2 races and like lapped everybody.
Like, get the sandbag right.
Yeah, dude, when I went
He
to
pulls off in his overalls, he doesn't have full gear. He's like, what's the problem?
Farm gloves
Dude,
on.
I had like the chest protector, like the weirdest gear on. I looked
Mismatched.
I had that's why I say mine was racing. My gear was all
Mine was
mismatched. I'm
mismatched,
like,
dude.
all my shit was stock. So like
Yeah.
all these guys were like, dude, how are you going like this fast? You know, then I got like the tires and the wheels and the revalve shocks, and then I just slowly like started to get into it, and like I moved up quick. Like
Well, I
went
remember racing you in A-Class for sure.
nationals.
Yeah,
Sunset Ridge.
2014.
14. Yeah, that's when I first kind of
That's
came out.
I
of the
won
nationals.
2 A-Classes that year, but you
You
were always
and
in
Dylan
the,
Tremelin were like the Root River top
Uh-huh.
riders, and you guys were always winning.
and then you were.
They were like the rock
there.
stars.
You were
Yeah,
like
you were
right
like,
there.
Yeah, and like when I
yeah,
like
you had their picture on your like bathroom mirror. You're like, focus,
dude, like with the green front bumpers, I was like, those guys are the ones that are fast, and like they
Yeah.
always pulled the full shots, and I was like always working from the back, and like you know
Same.
nobody noticed me. And then so like I would do like a couple nationals a year, but I couldn't go to all of them, and I had just got like my white van, so I was like kind of
Man,
pushing
just
for
picking
it,
up
you
kids
know?
on your way to the
You know,
nationals.
just drifted.
Yeah, just like drifting to the tracks, like coming in hot.
hot.
Like that was me. Like I just kind of like had a little image, and I just like, kept going with it. But
So, Sam, how'd you get into it?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
how'd you find your way to
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but, sure, but he's
I
like
actually
he's
kinda
like
wanna
the
know
prodigy
this.
kid.
He's the-
He's like
He's
one
the
of the
factory
kids.
dude.
Yeah,
Factory
Sam.
Factory Sam, baby.
that's just
So
It's
did your dad race, or like how did that?
Yeah, he raced. It all
Was he
kind of
just real
started.
quick about your dad? Was he like a moto dad? Was he like one of the ones that's like,
No,
Always like, you know, like-
it hit a point like when he sold his bikes is when I was on like a 70 and a 90, and I started going faster than him, and he's like, all right.
All right.
He's
It's
like,
time
he saw
for me
the
to hang, you know?
potential. He saw the potential.
He's like,
Yeah.
we need to focus on Sam, you know. And then, well, how we got started is we'd go to these mud events, you know, where you go through it's like a mud track.
Yeah.
You were like
And-
a professional
A
mudder.
mudder.
Mother.
And
It's like bounty holes, like try and make it through. Like literally, that's why they
So
with like a snorkel.
yeah, snorkel on the 90.
we're at this one mud event, and it just, you know, it just so happened there was a motocross event going on at the same place.
Gotcha.
So, you know, I told my dad.
Was
I
this
said-
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that actually?
This sounds like Wisconsin.
Wittenberg.
Really.
It was in Wittenberg.
Wittenberg, I know Wittenberg.
It was in Wittenberg. We're at Wittenberg, and
Oh, don't you know?
and
Not that
Not that
far. Oh, we don't say that.
no.
Like, seriously.
No, we're not from Canada. But
That's a Minnesota
It's a
thing.
pride
It's
thing.
like
That's
that
a,
old-
that's
it's
like,
a-
that sounds like the people from
it's a-
South Carolina being like, oh, the rednecks are in Mississippi. You know?
Pretty much. It's like a Wisconsin thing, but it's like an old lady Wisconsin thing.
It's
Like,
like just a tone
it's a
down
very
Wisconsin.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, we like cheese, but it's somewhere on your face.
Pretty much.
hey, we do like cheese.
Yeah,
make
we like
some-
cheese.
We make some damn good cheese.
It is
That's
good, dude.
what
My
we
mom's
do.
from Wisconsin. Green
The-
Bay.
the
My
squeaky-
great uncle
the
played for
squeaky
Green Bay.
cheese
All
curds.
right,
Real
so I'll
thing.
play host here. So there was a motocross track at the event. They were racing.
Yeah, and you know, I told my dad, I said, hey, I want to give that a shot, and you know, I wasn't anything special or nothing, and but it was fun. I had fun, so we started going to more motocross events, you know, and then it just kind of grew into me winning at locally.
Yo.
Well, then
And
We're
needing
like-
people to race, basically.
we wanted
Yeah.
some more competition.
Yeah.
So then we started going, like he said, I started going to District 23. I started going to Iowa.
Mhm.
Me and my dad, we'd race in Wisconsin Friday night. We'd race in Minnesota Saturday. We'd go to Iowa for Sunday. Like, that's what we did. And
That's
then,
sick.
then I started, you know, winning all those. Well, then
Where else do you go?
where else do you go but the Nationals? So
Yeah.
we started going to the Nationals in 07. And I was fortunate enough to win my first title in 07, 70 mod at 11 years old.
That's
Wow.
impressive.
I won it by one freaking
Who were you?
point.
Who
Who'd you be? Yeah.
Davey Nabrowski was was the kid's name.
Have you heard of him?
Uh-uh.
No.
Yeah, he's
He
from
gave
way
up,
back.
bro. He
He's
took
from
the
way
soul out of
back.
that.
Yeah, he was done.
He gave up. He's like, damn it, Sammy! Bro,
My streak is over.
I'm never gonna be pro now.
But it just kind of grew from there, you know. I mean, we went into the 90s and the 150s and the 300 to the 4. I raced a Z400 actually,
That's it.
Yeah.
and it looked like a Honda 450. We Root River that year. They made some crazy mounts to make the plastic
Yeah.
and everything work. So it
What
looked like I was
color were
riding a
those
450.
plastics that year?
White.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I was
white
gonna
one.
say they were.
How many
white
titles
that
do you
year.
have total?
I have 8 national.
8?
That's
championships.
cool.
Titles, dude. That's crazy.
He's like, I really can't remember.
That's
don't
like,
think there's-
this is what bothers me. It's like, because like every kid growing up, like right, everyone's like, I'm gonna go pro, like no doubt.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
like, I'm gonna do all these things, like I'm gonna go pro, but like you kind of just tell yourself that,
Yeah.
kind of, like, but you guys actually did it, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like. Where was it where you were kind of like, all right, this is kind of not a joke anymore? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like something like if I really like knuckle down, like, what is the difference in your mindset between these things? Because that's something I brought up your dad, because motocross is one of those weird things where you don't have a coach. You don't really, unless you have people around you who can guide you and
Self-driven,
teach you things.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you either just have to get lucky and just have the natural talent, or you have to have people around you who semi know what to do. So, like, how'd you guys like manifest that? That's you know what I mean?
Like,
how
take it
did-
to the next level.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, for me, I mean, I would say probably around 13 or 14 years old, it kind of just clicked for me.
I think you were going to the nationals like at that right time where everything was like blowing
Well, it
up.
was still big, yeah.
And it was like
factories,
more-
there was
we got more
5 or
back
6
later, yeah.
and
factory
you went
teams
to the
and
nationals through all
that
that.
was the goal.
And you were-
As a kid, I was looking at, Chad leaning underneath the factory Yoshimura
Any
Suzuki
team he was on.
semi,
Yeah.
or the Monster Energy
Yeah.
Cali, when all that was there, man. There was
Did you go to
That was
any of
the
the
goal.
WPSA races?
in 2007. That's what I raced.
That's what you raced with
Yeah.
WPSA? See, I never
And
like
that
it.
series, man, if they could have kept that going or what,
Everybody
I don't know
talks about how
exactly
cool
what
it was.
happened. It was.
I
that
heard
was
something like
the
the owner was
future, man, and
embezzling
it,
money or
it
something
just
like
it
that.
crumbled.
Yeah.
It seemed
fell
like
apart.
when I saw that, it was like, dude, this is on ESPN. Like, this shit's about to get big.
It was,
And,
and
like-
it did,
Yeah, but I
and
think
it
it-
did, and then it freaking just crashed. The
But like,
economy
it was
crashed,
sick
and-
because like every pro
In
was there.
2008, that's exactly.
I think
Yeah,
some of that
it's
is a
just a
bad.
bad
I still
timing.
sometimes I think that's a little bit of a bad excuse though. Like people
Oh,
being like,
for-
dude, dirt bikes are still fine. Like, don't get me wrong, they
Yeah,
took a
but
hit,
they're on a different
but,
level
yeah, they're on
than
a
they
different
were.
level for sure.
Oh,
When you
there's
look
no
at
reason
the
to call
numbers,
that-
though, the numbers, technically, the numbers, dirt bikes are down more than
They
we
are.
are.
Yeah,
technically.
yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm
like,
saying.
as
Like
far
they
as,
are
like,
As
hurting.
far
yeah,
as
but
selling brand new bikes every year and all
Entries
that,
to the races,
they're,
like
they're
everything.
down more than we are technically, but they were on such a larger, they
Yeah,
were
they're
so
still
much
way bigger,
higher.
yeah.
Yes,
yeah. I
that
mean, I
they're
get
still,
that, but
they're big.
I just like we said, we'll talk about that in a little bit later. But I just think we have like a promotion problem. So what is
How about
you go ahead.
the one that he likes to ask is, what is your favorite track?
Yeah.
What is your best race? And then what is your worst crash?
Such-
And either one of you can
Detailed
take that
Yeah,
first.
Also, I added one to it. I added on there. Favorite quad movie.
Oh,
Is there such a
Lord.
thing?
It's
Yeah.
gotta
Oh,
be-
you mean like Huevos?
Yeah, Huevos. Favorite Huevos.
well,
then you have
for
the.
me,
I
butter.
never can.
I made it into butter.
That
so
doesn't count,
it's
dude. You can't-
that one like wins for me because I made it in it. I hit this sketchy jump in the middle of a cornfield in Iowa. Dude. It was like 150.
You sold it
feet
out
to
for the video?
Yeah, dude, I was 16 years old at the time. And I was like,
You had nothing to lose.
I was like, I'm hitting.
Yeah.
If I hit this, I'm making it in the movie. That's what I asked Gutter and all that.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yep." I'm like, "All right, I'm
Yeah.
hitting it," and I sent it.
All right, you take that.
Dude, so
ATV
wait,
movie.
all right,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to tell a story on that again, really quick. Go ahead, you go
ATV
first.
movie?
No. All right, favorite track,
Favorite track?
worst crash, best racing memory or favorite race type deal, and then your favorite quad movie. Let's go those four.
Favorite track, like nationals or
Any track.
Any track.
Plug 'em.
Any sand track.
Plug 'em.
Plug 'em.
Any sand track where it gets like whooped up, or like I really like riding the Central Florida MX track in Florida. It's like
Is it in Florida?
it's in Florida.
What's the name of it?
Central Florida MX.
No idea.
For some reason, I just get in a groove there, and I can like, you start to like everything goes away, and it's like you're
Flow
focused.
state.
It's on. Yeah. What do you call it?
Flow state.
Flow state.
Flow
Basically, basically that. Any
those.
sand track. There's
For
this
the-
track up where I'm from called Wheeler. I really like going there. It's
Wheeler.
just-
Yeah, no.
I've
The
been
answer
there.
to like
It's
the
a sketchy
favorite
track
track is generally just one track.
Obviously, you have the national tracks,
Oh, I
which
know.
are all perfectly
All right, favorite
tamed.
national track. Let's just go there.
Favorite
Narrow it down.
national track, Millville. It
No,
used to be on the
okay, yeah,
series.
yeah, for sure.
Nova was sick.
One reason it just gets rough. I like those sand rollers. Like
Mhm.
you can't beat that for a tall guy. Like I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of like the general stigma, like tall guy, whatever. But
Yeah.
You look
it's
like the
for
tallest
real.
guy here now. That
Hey, I got the stool. In all
get-
reality, I'm like a
It
freaking
gets
horse.
rough, dude. Any rough track that gets gnarly, up and down elevation, I'm all about it. Like
All right,
that's
So your worst crash?
worst crash. I had a bad one at Millville. Actually, it was during the whole shot. I came in together with a couple guys. We were, it's a long stretch right there, and you come in that first corner. Just the cartwheel, typical stuff. Like I broke my wrist, multiple times. That's probably. I'm trying to think. I had a
To
couple
me,
bad
that's just
ones
me because I have
recently.
one that
I
just
have, like,
stands
so many
out above
crashes,
them
I
all.
can't even
Like I
remember.
just have one crash that's like there's nothing.
All right, you
now.
gotta tell us about it.
Okay, all right. Well, is the first time I brought a 450.
He's been dying for somebody to ask you.
Dude,
His
I
worst
want to
crash.
Okay. Dude, so it was right after I just moved off my blaster. Like I'd literally been riding this 450 for like 2 days. I rode it like around in my yard for like 5 minutes.
And
Wait,
all
time
right,
out.
let's go
Does
to
it
track.
have like we got shocks on it?
Yeah,
No, dude,
stock.
stop, dude. Just bone stock.
Ready to
YFZ.
roll.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
stock
crash
riding
What was it? Stock YFZ?
Stock YFZ, dude.
Stock YFZ.
05 YFZ.
Ooh,
So
those
like
were the fast
15.
ones too.
Yeah,
they were
dude, so
they were the thing when
Yeah,
they first
yeah,
came
dude.
out.
Yeah, and so jumped all these jumps on this like
Heartbreaking.
little mini track pretty close to my house. There's one little double that had like a big steep face on it, and I've been hitting it everything like wide open. So I was like, well,
You're used
why
to
not?
the
Like I'm
faster
just gonna
speed.
hit it this thing wide open too. And I was like, whoa, just moved it, dude. Like I was like over the front of it, like.
I
No,
can
then,
see
like,
you,
dude,
like,
front left,
fucking
dude,
flying off
dude,
this
butthole
thing.
clenched to the seat. And then, dude, like, just front left tire, dude. A-arm folds up. Just
A-arm
folded up.
folds?
Folded I still got it in my garage, too. I should show it to you. It's like this.
Dude, you know what's
like,
really
and so,
hard?
dude, we went flying. I went flying over the bars. The bike's tumbling. Somehow I missed the berm, but I'm still, like, nuking over it all, like Superman style. And
You
I
remember
turned.
the whole thing?
Oh, dude, everything.
Like, obviously-
And, oh, dude, like.
It wasn't
I
like on
wrote it
video
in
or
his-
something.
Yeah, I wrote it in my diary that night. Didn't have a good time at the track.
Time,
It wasn't
time,
a good time
time.
this time. Got raped, molested by my quad. But I was like, dude, so I'm like flipping through the air. I'm like, not good, right? So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, well, I'm gonna tuck and roll after I hit this whoop section. I'm flying into
Just
a whoop
clench
section too,
up,
by the
like,
way.
you
No,
want-
you don't clinch up.
No, yeah, you do. You
No,
don't want to
clinch
give
up
your
there.
limbs
When you
like.
skydive and shit, no.
curled
Dude,
into
you
the
have
feet.
to
Loose,
curl up.
loose, relax. You just relax. You just let it happen, dude. It's like,
Like
when
a
my
rag
uncle-
doll.
It's like when my uncle
Yeah,
used to come
yeah,
over
yeah.
back in the day. You just let it happen.
now
So
I'm-
I was like,
I'm like a tuck and
Dude,
roll
I'm like
kinda
a,
guy.
because I get my shit ripped off. Like,
Yeah, you got a lot of
Dude, you also have like
hanging out there.
9
Like, I'll
feet of
tear
like
something.
limbs
Wingspan,
flailing
yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
you wanna
I'm
see
just
that.
this little dude. So I was like, all right. So I hit my back on the whoop section. So I'm just poof, get blown back, and my legs go up like I'm getting a fucking like vaginal inspection, dude. Like I'm like
Instantly
this,
at that moment.
and the
I know.
bike, the quad cartwheels and grab bar right in the gooch, dude.
It's the
Like
worst
right
thing
in the
ever.
gooch. We're talking inches away from my
Like,
my
like
baby
blown out
producers,
nuts.
bro. My
Dude,
nuts,
yeah, like
dude.
popping a
So
ball.
yeah, so boom. My nuts check could have been
Ball
grape
jelly,
jelly
you
on
know?
that day. I could be like singing to you in soprano right now, dude. So I roll over, and after that, it was just pretty much darkness. Like I'm just like in so much pain. I'm like barely
Like it's shot through your body.
Dude, oh dude, I was like, they thought I was like paralyzed. I was like, like foaming out of the mouth.
Did you lose your breath? Or was it like
Oh
one of
no,
those?
nothing like that. It just hurts so
Just
bad.
hurts
Like
so bad.
imagine
Feel like you
taking
had
a
to puke?
sledgehammer to your fucking basically
Dude,
your
that's
butt.
like 400 pounds.
Basically butthole
to
sledgehammer,
ass.
dude. Like,
There's like
not
a
good.
bone down there somewhere that
Bro,
probably
tame
took-
bone, dude. It's sensitive.
He
But-
knows all about
that. I know.
He's like,
Tame
I
bones
suffered
are
through
not
this shit
good.
for, like,
So I was
12
laying on the
years.
ground for a while, dude. My dad's dragging me, kicking dirt on me, and calling me.
Did
a
he like
pussy,
run
so-
over and
No, he slowly walked up. What are you doing? Hey, get up! What you got to say?
You're just laying there like
You knew what you done, dude.
your arm's not off your
Yeah,
body.
yeah,
you're fine.
yeah. Like I'm just like, no blood, you're all right.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much happened.
What about you,
That was
Sam?
the
What's
worst
your
one.
worst
Yeah, Sam,
crash?
worst crash.
I'd probably have to say there's a few that come to mind, but Muddy Creek,
Oh, that track
2015.
is brutal.
Yeah.
For a crash.
My third Pro-Am race, I pulled the start, I was leading.
2015?
Yeah, and my tire actually blew off the bead
Oh,
in the
I think I
corner
remember
previous.
this.
Just because you're such a badass and you're just like,
I wish that was
You were doing
there was
ITPs.
actually a problem with
The tire or the rims or
ITP,
something? Yeah, I remember that.
DWT. One of them had an issue that was wrong, and the tires were blowing off the bead left and right. Well, I come in this corner, freaking tire, big old deep rut. Tire blows right off the bead. I don't notice. 'cause
What
I'm
section
going
of the
down
track?
right behind at that time, right behind the start line. It was just a straightaway, and there was probably a 50-foot tabletop.
Okay.
And I'm coming up to it, dude. Third gear or fourth gear pinned. You know, I didn't notice because I'm going straight. You know, my tire's off the bead.
yeah.
Hit this jump, straight up and down in the air and sideways,
Oh,
dude.
shit.
Nice.
I come down. Literally,
Damn.
there's a video of it. Gloop got it on film. My quad probably
Shout out to
cartwheels. It probably cartwheels 12 times, and I like hit the ground. The honestly, one of the only things I remember is I was like fucking freaking fading in and out of like consciousness almost,
Like you
and
black out.
all of a sudden I see D Manshak.
Yeah.
He's looking up at me like, just breathe, try and breathe, and I'm laying there like, I can't breathe, I can't.
He's like, no shit.
So
I'm trying.
Yeah.
So I end up going back to the rig. I'm laying on the couch in Alex Gillette's rig. I'm laying on the couch, dying, dude. So much pain. Carol
Nice
Lee,
AC rig.
oh yeah. Carol Lee at the time, she comes
Laying in my
she was
factory rig.
she's
You
like,
know, I
the
got a
medic.
surgeon looking at me. It's not like I'm really
Already
just
had a
stressed.
doctor like on site.
She tells me, she's like, all right, listen, you need to go to the hospital. So and we're on our way to the hospital. One of the only things I remember is having to pee so bad,
That's the worst.
like bad. I'm freaking out, Dad.
Wow.
Hurry up! And then he's hitting bumps, and I'm like, oh, slow down! And you're like,
Bump, you're
I'm like, slow down!
Go slow.
That's
Yeah.
when you just let it go.
So we get there, right?
That's when you just let it go, dude. Like, if I'm injured and gotta pee, I can only have one. I'm not doing both of those things. I'm not being injured and having to pee. Like, I'm peeing where I'm
Just
at.
go, man. Just go.
I'm already, like,
Just go.
broken. Like, it'd be like, oh, he peed because he broke his pelvis. No, I did that one.
So we get there. I'm like limping into the hospital. We tell them like there's something up, you know. So they get me into
Hey man,
like
there's something off. Just
Hey,
hey
man.
man.
an emergency room.
I
you know. Well, I have to pee,
hurt.
right? So they give me this cup. They're like, hey, pee in this. So I go to the bathroom down the hall.
Why they make
Pee
you
in
pee
this?
a
Like,
cup?
they didn't just tell you where the bathroom was?
They didn't even let you go pee. They just said, here, take a cup.
Well, I said I had to pee, and they're like, hey, take this.
Oh, so
I
maybe
take
they
it
like
with me.
knew right away that something was up.
Well, okay, yeah, I did. Okay, so I'm in there with this cup. I start peeing in the toilet, and what's coming out of my penis, okay, it's like black liquid.
Oh, holy
And
shit.
Licorice.
What?
Chunky.
Coming out, yeah, I
You
come
didn't get it
out.
on video?
No.
That's what Barney said.
Grab the
Bro, I would
bro.
IG that shit.
I come out of the bathroom, okay, with this black
Snapchat
sludge.
memories.
Okay, black sludge in my cup. I'm yelling in the
Bro,
hospital.
that would freak
hey,
me out. for
hey,
real.
what is?
That would
Am I
freak me
dying?
out.
You know,
I'm on my
like-
period.
Well, whatever. They get me in the hospital bed, and
Oh, shit.
I'm freaking out, and they shoot me up with some morphine, and you know,
Then
after
you
that, I was
forgot. No
good.
one
I was
freaked
cool.
out.
I didn't freak out the whole time. I ended up spending the night there, and
What actually
You know,
happened? Like, you
I
got,
lacerated my kidney, I believe.
Damn.
so
and
blood got in like your bladder.
I had
somehow.
stage. They said there's 5 stages of internal bleeding. I had stage 1.
Is that
So,
the worst or the
That's the easiest.
That's
Okay.
the easiest.
So
Handle that, dude.
it buffed right out. You give me 2 weeks on the couch.
Didn't you
know,
like
I
come
was
back
good.
and race the next day or the next weekend or something? Like
I
you were
tried.
back right away.
I tried to ride. I also messed up some ribs, and my shoulder
I
was
remember
jacked
that.
up and stuff.
Right.
I tried to ride at High Point, and
Yeah. So
I just couldn't.
when you guys you guys were in Pro-Am at the same time together, pretty much, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Sam
raced.
won the title that year. Was it 2017?
I never won a
I
Pro-Am
won it in
title.
2017.
Oh, you won in 2017. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second.
My bad.
Where does that come from? I've seen that all over
The-
social media. What's up with that?
Sam would know. I have no idea.
Well, all right. It started with we're in Florida at Jeffrey Westrelli's house. We got a group of guys there. It's me, Jeffrey, Janusa, Gloop was there, Zach Decker. There's a couple guys. Well, I don't really know how it started, but
So
all of a
you
sudden,
guys started it? Like
yeah,
this
all
group
of,
of people?
well, no, it's from Ed Bassmaster on YouTube. But all of a
Right.
sudden, Gloop and freaking Nick, they kind of, started doing it.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of took off, and all of a sudden we're all just like, just at the track or anything. We're just,
Yeah.
I mean,
I catch myself wanting to join in on it, but then I'm like, I don't know what it is.
I'm not
you gotta look him up.
Joe.
It's hilarious. Ed Bassmaster on YouTube.
I always thought it was
he's got
like-
multiple, he's got a few characters that he does, but the best one is freaking.
Wait, is he the guy
I
that
think
does
it's
like the
Chip
prank
Diamond.
calls?
Chip
Does he do like
Diamond.
prank calls and stuff?
He might, dude. It's hilarious. He's the one that he's at a Carl outlet at these cars. He doesn't say anything at all.
Wait,
But
I think
he
I've seen
this. I think I've seen
he
that.
starts kicking the tire, and the dude's like, "Hey, what the hell?" And he's like,
Yeah. I think I've seen this. Or it's like a perfect car, and he like, psh, like
or
Six
he'll
up.
be on the sidewalk, like totally in someone's way, like trying to get through, and he just like looks
Yeah,
at him, like,
like it's like, what are you doing, man?
it's just so it
I
just
believe
kind
I've
of
seen
started,
that.
and I mean it took off. We'll be at the track, and
Something
like
crazy.
actually
happened.
what really started it was we're at Mesa MX in Florida. Jeffrey, literally first lap, he does about 2 or 3 corners and hits us a pretty big jump. Hits it, breaks an axle immediately. First lap on the track. Nick comes up, he parks on the lane next to it. He parks, he freaking looks at it. Just like that.
I think
and
I
it
saw
kind of took off. Yeah, it kind of took off from there.
So,
I mean-
what would you say is your your best racing memory or your favorite race that you had? Like, what sticks out in your head as your favorite memory of racing?
Well,
Or most fun.
since Parker's here, I'm gonna incorporate a memory with him.
Keep it.
You
Keep it
know,
Wisconsin proud.
yeah, Wisconsin proud.
Jeez, cuz,
Dude,
proud.
we gotta stick together. We're like a pack up there.
For real,
But-
you guys got some solid.
More like a
people.
herd of cows, but whatever.
It was
take it.
Redbud 2016. I think Root River had the retro bikes that year.
Yeah,
Those things look
old,
sweet.
Yeah, they
old
did.
250R.
They did the gold wheels.
Yeah, and the
everything,
gold A-arms and
yeah,
stuff.
Sick.
We I pulled the first moto. I pulled the start, led the whole thing wire to wire. Second moto, I came out like 6th or so, and Parker was right behind me. Well, through the moto, we end up both of us. We trained to the front and
Working
ended
way
up
up.
finishing 1 and 2 in the
Like,
moto.
blew through the pack.
Yeah, it was sick. It was just one of those, where you're on it that day, everything's working, the bike's working, you're working, and you get a bad start and it don't matter.
You're
go
the fastest guy
you
on
go
the track
through the
that
pack,
day,
and
yeah.
I mean,
That is the best.
I wish I knew what that felt like.
I'm pretty sure I landed on Alex Theodoro, was his name? I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
I
where-
landed on him, on his seat, on like the second to last lap or something, because I was like pissed. I couldn't get through or something. I was like, it's landed on people. But
It's crazy, how you're such a different person, when you're, on the
Oh,
track.
in the zone.
Oh, dude.
yeah.
It's
there's
crazy
been
how it
plenty of
changes
times
you,
where
you
something happens and you come back and you're freaking
Fired up.
hot,
Yeah.
way out of control. Like,
Yeah.
it was
Way out of
pretty, it was dirty.
that big of a deal,
But
right?
you're losing it.
All right, so that's
You're
something that I
trying.
like that you bring that up because I think that so you guys kind of grew up racing together, but there's guys that you especially you being you came up through the full ranks through the nationals and stuff. Is guys being you think the guys in the Procrast are a little too friendly to each other sometimes?
No, I disagree. I'm not friendly. I'm out there. I mean, off the track, yeah. I mean, a lot of them are pretty good friends. But on the track, I mean, I ain't gonna give you nothing, dude. I'm out there trying to do the best I can. And I mean, hey, if I hit you, dog, I mean, I'm sorry. It might take a couple days for you to get over it. But I mean, at the end, we're all guys, not like women, or
There's no gossip.
Not like women.
Yeah.
You
It's like-
work by, or the
Hey,
next
Sam, this
weekend
is
that guy
2019.
gets you back.
Yeah, bro.
There's always like the
We're gonna
race,
get
and
flagged
then
for
whatever happens, it's over. You know, you move on,
Yeah.
and it's like whatever.
I mean,
But-
I feel like it's weekend to weekend. I mean, you might be mad about something about for the
But
weekend, but you
ultimately,
show up at
there's-
the next race.
There's
and
only
it's like,
so many of us, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can't really.
I
you
kinda-
can't get away from everybody.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm kind of opposite though. I've had some like internal battles with some other racers, and it's been like pretty heated at times. Like, I want to like kill the guy like
See-
off the
see,
track. Like
me and you though, we've been always.
we've
good.
always been
Yeah.
fine. Like you've
Yeah.
been fine.
See, I feel like there's situations,
There's
where it's
situations,
like that,
yeah.
but at they're irrelevant at the end of the day.
Right.
Normally, the cream.
the cream
rises
rises
to the
exactly, and like that's pretty
cream
much how it's
rises.
happened. But I'll say that some guys are a little bit too nice. We need to bang a little
That's
bit.
what I
Yeah.
think. Well,
Like-
I think more. It's not like it's kind of like all right. There's like I just mean like more aggression. Like
I'm gonna
I think we
shout
should
out-
see a lot more guys getting dumped over the berms than we do.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
frankly from
Like,
an entertainment
Natalis,
standpoint. Like yeah, like
your
no, like this
birds,
is not
like,
yeah,
your
like
old
yeah,
school
like
dudes,
you
like,
know what
they
I mean.
weren't
And then
scared.
guys, I don't want to see guys pull up the track and then people come up to
No,
it's
just
like
being
dude,
on
this
the
is
guy
not right. It's
and
like
take it,
you don't
dude.
see the dirt. They're racing for like millions of dollars and they'll do it,
Right.
and they're just like, well, I fucking got blah. Like that's how it
Yeah,
should be. Like
that's
it
how it
shouldn't be
should
like
be.
if it's as long as it's
Like,
in a
you
corner
left the
and it's
door
like
open.
safe
Yes,
and like
right,
normal.
yeah.
There's a difference between like cross jumping somebody and
Yeah,
tearing
yeah,
out,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
just blasting somebody over a berm.
Or
Like that shit
T-boning
should be like,
somebody or
you
something.
know what I mean? Like dirt bike
stupid.
guys, their race strategy. Like is coincides with that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they have to be ready for a takeout. And I don't
For
feel
sure.
like we are really. I don't think we correlate
Well,
that into our
quads is a little different too because like if you make contact, it can get pretty hairy at times.
Yeah,
it's
for
like
sure.
it's like you don't want to like take
Yeah.
yourself out.
No, yeah,
At
yeah.
the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
taking this guy out, so it's like it. Sometimes people aren't willing to
I
go.
think as
for
long
that.
as you're like tire to tire, it's usually
I think
okay.
at the
Like,
end of the day with quads, it comes down to what's on the line. I mean,
Right.
if there's something on the line, there's gonna be
yeah, most
some-
everybody in quads has to be at work on like Monday or
Monday,
Tuesday.
yeah,
You know, like
Yeah.
Mhm.
for sure.
So when you guys were in your in the pro am days, you got done with your pro am, like I guess heydays, and you guys are going to the pro. Like, what was that transition like? Going from being like, all right, well, this is like the real thing now.
Like it's serious.
Yeah,
like we're
like
trying
this
to
is
like
like
do
yeah.
something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a completely different game. Honestly, looking back, dude, pro am
Yeah.
wasn't that hard.
Really?
And I mean, it's hard. Don't get me wrong, but compared to the pro class, it's
yeah,
a
'cause,
whole
like
different
everybody
level.
in
It's
pro
a
class
whole
is
nother
like
step.
either one pro am or was like a winner in pro am. So now like everybody you're going against
stacked.
has that
Yeah,
speed. You
it's-
know.
I always stayed in pro am because I liked the racing a little bit better. It was more
Mhm.
fun for me, and I always learned, from pro am, and I could transfer it to pro.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, but once you get to pro and you're on the line and like you're not the best guy anymore, and like you're going up against like dudes that'll like be like 20, 30 seconds ahead of you. It's
Mhm.
like
Well, the mental of the game, the mental game comes into like me personally on the pro am line. I take a look and it's like
I got this.
most
Right.
of them it's like
Yeah.
but on the pro line it's a different game. I mean you're looking at freaking the top guys in the world,
yeah.
if you will. I mean
That's not a
For
joke
sure.
too. I think that we kind of like play that down a little too much. It's like that's not a joke. Like that's
No.
like literally the top guys in the world. It's not like
can't-
I would put our top 10 against like anybody. Like
I mean, that's
it-
what I think is really
it's-
cool about the motocross of nations,
Yeah,
like quad
right.
nations or whatever.
That's a sick race. Like
Mhm.
I love watching that.
You
and
know
I
what?
love, like,
I need to step it up so I can do that race because I
Dude,
want to do that
that'd be
race.
sick.
I think that race
I want
is
to go to that race.
super
Yeah.
cool, man.
like the amount of people that show up there, all the teams, how
Different
super
countries,
serious
I
it
mean,
is.
yeah.
Like we like freaking get our crates shipped over there. It's just cool to me.
Yeah, that I think it is too. And it's almost kind of like I feel like we take it seriously, but we kind of don't. Like if like I know I watched this last one, and I don't know if you watched it live. Did you watch it live? I got up
I
at
can't
4 in the
remember.
morning,
I didn't
dude.
watch it
I got
live.
up at 4 in the morning. I watched it live
Okay,
on
then
my
I
thing.
did.
Yeah,
I
like-
remember waking up.
Yeah, I watched it live.
You're
Dude,
just
shoot,
having lunch.
in the last moto, it was like, bro, we're about to lose to Norway. Like it
Oh.
was legit, like because Thomas
Yeah.
Brown fell or something.
He
Dude, this
broke.
guy was
He
like
broke.
hanging
He broke.
off the back of the bike, like The most insane ride I've ever seen. He charged all the way through, and he
Like the
sunk
dude
before us.
rode his
Oh no,
ass
Thomas
off?
Brown.
Yeah.
Put on like the most
That's
impressive
when he
ride I've
crashed.
ever
He
seen.
crashed.
Yeah, he crashed.
I
He
thought
like
his,
no,
train came off. And
no,
then
that was the
back
first
on?
moto. No,
Okay.
that moto, the third moto, is he tipped in the corner,
Okay.
and he tipped
I
in the
think
corner.
Jeffrey actually might have hit him too. One of the
Oh, yeah,
motos,
he
he
made
was
contact a
Thomas
little
was
bit.
stuck, and Jeffrey like hit him
Bumped him out.
and got him
Oh, yeah,
going.
got him going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
teamwork,
that's right.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
dude,
is
that was
hot.
one of
Because
the
the ruts
craziest things.
there
for
at
it.
this in Denmark were, they
But-
said I
so-
talked to him and they
dude-
said the track
Nothing
was like
The
compared
dude
to
that
it.
was like
Yeah.
winning that was riding one of those
Yeah.
CQRS. Have
thing.
you seen that?
No, I have
Dude,
not.
so to me it looks like it's like a dirt bike.
it's like an alien four wheeler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Across,
Like,
it's like a
isn't it like a-
half breed
Isn't
of
it like
a dirt bike and a
that
four
they
wheeler.
turned into a
It
four-wheeler?
looks like narrow, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
or
like
something?
super narrow. It has
Yeah.
like dirt bike fenders, like fairings on it and everything
Yeah, it's
like that.
super
Right.
strange. Like, and the ride height is
I think I
super
have
high.
seen
It
them
feels like it has
once,
like a lot of clearance. It's a weird, but that's how they're racing all that sand
Sand,
out there.
Their
all
tracks
there,
are different.
ton.
The tires are like
So-
in itself like way bigger.
I feel like the first year when we came to it, and it was that year that was like the hard pack track with some big jumps.
Italy.
Like they saw
Yeah,
like
Italy.
the difference between our riders and theirs, and they're like, let's switch it to something else. Let's go to the sand track next time.
So they like make the tracks like where they
feel
want
like
to
it.
go. That's
Norway.
Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah.
Dude, like the dudes there were going for it, and like
Well, the
they
track
want- Did you
too.
see that
I
guy
feel
trying
like
to
the
take
track-
Wiener
the
out?
dude took.
Oh,
tried
yeah,
to take
dude, that's
Wiener out.
serious.
Like
That
I feel
was-
like
Don't mess with my
That
weenie.
was gnarly.
that
I
was
seen
totally
that.
like intentional.
It was,
It-
dude.
The
There's
guy
no way.
apparently
100%.
Chad made a post about saying that it wasn't, but to me,
Well,
I
of
was
course,
just
trying to
of
be,
course.
you
He's
know,
like the
like
number
whatever.
one like top
Nicest,
spokesman
yeah,
ambassador.
yeah,
Like
I was gonna say
he's got
that.
that factory.
But you know it because he like it happened. He looked back and he was like, "What did you
What
just
just
do?"
happened?
is this real life right now?
Yeah, like, are you
that's just
serious? Like, you don't
I
do
remember
Get ready,
watching the
Church, he's
move and
Thunderdome,
I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
That
I was
was-
like, that was a little hairy. Like, you don't want to take out Chad Weenan
No,
like
not
that.
like that. Come on, man.
No. But Chad would probably just got up and still like won.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like that would
So-
have been like Chad Weenan.
So like talking about that, like so who was your like favorite rider growing
yeah.
up?
My favorite, honestly, probably Chad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about you?
I liked watching Jeremiah Jones
Yeah,
just
my
because he
favorite.
was
Jad's my
the
favorite, too.
just guy.
He was.
like just
Jeremiah
going for it.
Chad. That's how I am. Jeremiah then Chad.
Just I seen Chad, through the years where he got hurt or he broke his bike every round because he was just an animal.
Yeah.
I seen all the stages, and then when he came out in 2012 on the Yamaha, no one was like, everyone I feel like
Counted
was
him out.
doubting,
Yeah.
doubting him because he just broke his back.
Did you guys ever
And
see the video?
he came back and killed
What are they? It was like the Chad Weenan like coming up. It was like privateer stuff. It
No,
was, like,
it's called Beating the Odds.
Beating
Brad
the
Phillips
Odds.
did it, Premise Industries.
That-
It's great. By the way, you can still buy those videos on eBay because my dog chewed up the DVD, and I was so bummed, dude. I was like, "There's no way I'm be able to buy this
Dude.
anymore." eBay, I was like, "Dude, he direct messages. You have still have
That-
these videos, dude." I ended up buying like a whole new set of all the Premise
All the
Industries
Premise
videos.
shit.
Dude. I've got
They
them
were
all
good.
in
The
there.
Carpe
Premise
Diem
shit
was
Great Carpe
good.
Diem,
Yeah,
dude.
Carpe
With
Diem.
What was that dude's name?
Brad Phillips, dude. That's my dad's name.
Dude, I think he used to race nationals
I'm
too.
glad
like,
you
didn't he? Yeah, I
remembered
remember
that.
him, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, and he
like,
raced B class.
that was like my era. I remember
Yeah,
that,
man.
dude.
So
that was when like Weenan, like I saw like how like determined he was.
Yeah, dude,
and,
you
like,
That's when he had the never lift.
the never lift.
Chad Weenan.
And then when he did the
no,
like,
wide
the
open Chad
elevator
Weenan.
or
It was
something
wide open
or
Chad Weenan.
something.
It wasn't never
Some
lift.
crazy
It
jump.
was wide
No,
open.
it was
It was wide open Weenan.
no, it was never lift, wasn't
It
it?
might have been.
I think it was never lift.
I
Dude, we
think
can
it was
Google
never
that right
lift.
now, but there was
Let's
wide
do
open.
it. Google it.
Alright, hold on.
I feel like
It was never
It was
lift.
never lift.
Okay,
See,
hold on.
I don't
Hold
know,
on.
man.
Dude, it's
I'm,
wide
I don't
open.
know what these two guys. I don't know.
Alright, we're about to find out.
Never
Alright,
lift.
hold on. Alright, wide open
Nah.
Weenan.
It doesn't even sound right.
Nah, it don't.
I mean, it
No,
kind of
no.
flows though.
Oh,
Nah.
it kind of sounds right.
No, it's, I don't know how would I
Never
even search
lift.
that.
Never
Alright,
lift.
never
Just
lift.
type in
Wow.
never
Never-
lift.
Wow.
Chad Weenan, and it will come up with all this shit.
Weenan. Nothing.
Call
What?
into the show right now.
Dude, it's never lift. Like
Right there, click the did you mean?
What did you mean?
Did you spell
did
Weenan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Weenan.
It's saying, did you mean wiener?
Look
That's
at-
what you
look,
search.
look.
I mean, it's obviously
yeah,
got
you
Chad
spelled it
Weenan's
wrong, so,
pictures.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
but I don't see anything about Chad Weenan saying.
He's like, look, see,
lift.
told you it's not coming
Never
up.
lift. Look, never lift.
That's whack. Dude.
Nickname.
I definitely
Nickname,
There you
right
go.
there.
He has wide open too. That is in it. Is
Hey,
It's
you
fine.
gave him that nickname.
Yeah.
I gave it.
There you go. There you go.
I gave it.
I just remember Never Lived.
Yeah, I always remember
Whatever,
that.
dude. We can fight about it later.
All right, so like, what do you guys think is like, with the direction the sport's going, where it, it feels like it's kind of like losing, where it's going. Like,
Little
what do you think could
momentum.
like change it and help it grow and like bring it into the like a good light? Like, do you think this stock production class is the way to go? Like, what do you think could help the sport grow?
I think the sport is such in like a kind of not a bad spot, but a little bit deeper hole than it has been in like obviously previous years. That the stock production class isn't going to make such a big impact on it because there's literally only one manufacturer left,
Yeah.
and that's Yamaha, and there's not enough racers to make an impact on it to where it's going to help grow the sport, like they want it to, which it's a great idea and everything, like, but I don't think it's going to have that big of an impact.
Like, I think Dallas made a great point on that, where he said, what it will do is bring guys back that maybe just stopped a couple years ago, and all they got to do is go
Just
buy a
have some
stock
fun.
bike to go
Yeah.
have some fun.
Yeah.
But will it bring new people in? No. But like, what could?
I think we need to revive local racing for one.
That's the key, right?
And
there.
honestly, we also need more people on social media like you. Like, you have more
Right.
followers on social media
that are like
than
cross.
Chad and Joel.
Yeah,
Right,
they're
yeah.
like
So
cross,
that's, like, serious.
interests.
I'm over here with like 7,200, and you got like 90,000.
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Yeah,
that's serious.
I'm
That's
touching
something.
Who's
on-
counting? Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm touching on an area that nobody wants to touch on, and that's like the old kind of motocross style.
Dude,
like,
that-
the-
I'm
That's
all
what-
about
yeah,
it.
hold on,
you,
yeah.
you might get some naysayers, dude. I'm all on board.
You
can't-
to
so
know
two
how
things, though.
game.
I like-
That's what the topic
I never
is.
wanted to change like who I am, and
Yeah.
like that's who I am.
Yeah. See, that's
I
my.
think it's cool, man.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
my
cool.
yeah, it's my two
I
things.
mean,
but
obviously everybody does.
It's
'cause
it's
look
not
at
like
his
you're
Instagram,
saying
right?
like, hey, average Joe, go ride a 4-wheeler like this with no helmet on.
Yeah.
You're you
Like
know what you're
professional
doing,
level.
dude. You know what you're
Professional
doing.
on a
if
closed
if
course.
someone doesn't
Yeah.
have the common sense to figure
Construction
that
site.
out, you know what you're doing. That's their problem. Like,
Right.
No,
like,
I
you
like-
know what you're doing, and it's cool. Like,
And I
you're
just
out
want
there
people
flowing.
to start talking and like
That's
like
that's what
keep
I'm
it
talking about.
going.
Is I like the style that you bring to it is like the motocross we grew up with is almost like a skater culture. It's almost
Right.
like a rebellious culture.
Yeah.
Bad boy.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a sign up that says I can't
Crusty
ride. Yeah, well,
Demons,
suck a dick.
Crusty
Yeah.
Can't ride anyway.
Yeah, like,
you know,
do
like
it
Krusty's
anyways.
like, I don't care, man. We're
Yeah.
That's
partying.
exactly
We're
how I
shotgunning
feel.
beers out on the road.
Right.
Like we
You
don't
do it
care. Like we do
anyway.
whatever we want. This is about riding. But then.
Then you got the cookie cutter sponsor.
Yeah, then I think you have that
Yeah.
section of it, but I just think that's such a important part that's gonna like bring
They're both
more
important,
people
right?
to
They're
yeah,
both
I think that
important.
They're both
Yes.
important.
They like
You gotta
it's
find
like,
the balance.
Yeah.
But like nowadays we don't have the spot or the factories here anymore, so like it's not as beneficial to be like the hardcore trainer dude, like like very politically correct. Like that's
Yeah.
why I'm
You
just
gotta
like,
have fun with it at the
you gotta
end of
have
the
fun
day,
with it
regardless.
at the end of the
right,
day
yeah.
to make you stay around, you know.
I had a good point about that, now I'm just totally lost it. It's annoying me so bad. I had like a good one, now I'm just like it's just. I had two
It
things,
drifted
and now
off into
I
the
just
wind.
drifted off into the wind. I'm like, well, I'll remember it like right when we go to finish
Well,
it.
what,
So,
what
like,
did you
talking
what did you
about-
first ask? Like you were like so you
What
asked
can grow the sport?
what
Like,
could grow the sport.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about
So that kind of like goes into like, so what could grow the sport, different ideas, and so like what we did yesterday, where we went out and you rode the arena cross track.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that could be so cool if they had an event
Yeah,
that was
see, yeah,
legit.
Well,
Yeah,
you look
you
back
have,
in
like-
the day,
sorry,
they
no.
used to have
Montreal.
all kinds of Montreal, but
Montreal's
even back
nice.
before then, they had all kinds of stuff at the LA Coliseum. At,
Right.
at all these different, they had all
Yeah,
these
yeah, like the
different
Mickey
stadiums.
Thompson
Yes,
series.
they
all
had
that shit.
all special
They had
stuff,
all that
so-
stuff, and there's nothing like that.
So
Well,
around.
I
I
mean,
think we
the
need to do
monster
kind of like,
truck
all right,
quads,
what,
but-
oh, there we go. Now with Phoenix Honda. Yeah, you trying to do some quad wars? Trying to bang some F boys?
Yeah, that's
But,
that,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it's,
doing that.
it's cool for like Monster Jam. That's
Parker's still
whatever,
upset.
but-
Parker's still upset about getting block pass the other day at Turkey Creek.
Oh
Yeah.
Wait, no. I came up on you.
Oh,
I don't think that's what happened.
When he
I
laughed
don't
at you
think
and
so.
you like.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure I waited for him to come, and then I was like, I guess I'll let him buddy. Whatever, dude.
Dude,
We got
we had
too
a
much
little-
dust in my face.
We had a good
man.
little like
We had a
two-quarter
good little
battle.
battle. No, dude, it was 3, bro. 3. I made it 3, dude. I'm proud of it. I've been telling
But like,
everyone.
But he
I was
almost
gonna,
like ran
I
you
wanna
over.
no,
touch
but
on-
alright, so here's what we
No,
did.
I want to touch on a point real quick. Tracks like Turkey Creek letting quads still continue to come.
all day, all the time.
Cool.
We need
That's
more
how we
tracks
do
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, that can go forever. That's the dirt bike versus
Places
quad
to
debate.
ride,
That is
right?
we
like,
need
yeah, that
places
is
to
ultimate
ride. We
destruction.
need dudes that come
Hey,
off their
dude,
farm.
most of the bike guys are just mad because
100%.
we smoke them. At least,
100%.
at least,
Why
That
is
happened
that
at
such a
Turkey
big
Creek?
deal? Just get
Like,
over
dude,
it.
when we were
The
at
fast
Turkey Creek,
guys?
they got butthurt because we were like, dude, like you were there filming when I like passed those 2 guys like on the outside. Right
Oh,
there.
2 bikes?
And they
Yeah,
started like,
they got mad,
but yeah,
dude.
that you were there.
See,
so
they
they
don't
pulled off
wanna
to the
do
side
that
and they're
kind
just like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Dude, you guys are rolling most of the jumps out here. Like we're not."
Those
like,
are the guys
yeah.
that get the
See,
most hurt.
yeah,
I
too.
feel like
Yeah.
like the fast bike guys, they actually
care.
kind of respect
They
it.
do.
And they're like,
They
dude,
do.
that's you guys are crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
most
Don't make
guys-
the jokes. It's more kind of like a hand kind of
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
But the slow guys are like,
For real.
Like they think it's
They
like,
start.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
they start groups on Facebook called Nuke
Exactly.
the Quads.
Nuke
You
the
know,
Quads, I
and
think
like,
they're cool, but yeah. So, but I think I like what Phoenix Racing has done with they let the Mickelsons get out there on that arena cross race and get out there. So
Oh,
we're
you're
gonna
talking
have to,
about
yeah, we're gonna
in the
have
winter.
Yeah, like
in the
switching
winter,
it
like
up
we're
a
gonna.
little
I
bit.
think it would be great. Imagine if we could get like 4 events on like Monster Energy Supercross. Where the quads go out there, and they could probably do it where
Even
the
if
quads
it's
go
Supercross
out there.
Futures.
The quads go out there that morning, or like
Yeah.
the next, or even the day before,
Yeah.
and then they change the track back and they let them go out for press day.
But
But
they
then
have-
they broadcast the quads on the same day as the Supercross race. And they could even just show the highlights, but show them
Right,
in like
right,
a
right.
positive way could be really good. And I think where if they could even align with the arena cross to let the quads go out there and actually race and not make it kind of like an event, you know?
Yeah.
They have the Supercross futures or whatever.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
the young, and it's a tamed down track. And
We
I
need
bet
a
you we
class
could probably
that
ride
same
that
for
track.
sure, 100%.
And they could run us Sunday because that's when it
Yeah.
when it is.
It'd be the
after-
last moto or whatever.
They could
First moto, don't matter.
realistically we could ride that track, the Supercross futures, and it would be another event for us to do, and it'd be huge. It would
Yeah,
be
I think it'd be
at
cool.
I think it would be
a,
good.
a big
for
stadium,
sure.
like Atlanta.
It kind
or
of like
somewhere.
worries me though, because I know how bad the quads tear up like a track and
Oh, yeah.
blow some of the dirt off.
Oh, yeah.
It worries me because I know like bikes want to hit those lines and they like want to hit that. It's just like
Yeah.
it's like
Bikes
don't
and
wanna
quads,
ruin their
They
time.
need
You don't-
different
yeah.
tracks. They need
yeah, they
different
do
tracks.
need different tracks, but like the jumps and the layout, it's just like we ride the same stuff.
They
but,
need a
like,
different track prep.
It
Yeah,
sucks.
exactly.
For sure. Yeah.
They need different ruts and different lines. It's really the only difference, you know what I
Right.
mean?
It's just the lines in the corners because quads tend to drift a little bit more and like bikes tend to like hold the line. Everything else though, like it don't really matter. I mean,
So, how much wrenching do you do, like, personally on your bike? Do you
My
do
practice
pretty much all
bike,
of
I
it?
do everything,
Really?
all of it. I mean,
So at your races, just your dad and Johnny help out?
I mean, when I was on Root River, obviously they would look over the bike they'd take the bike home and look at it, and my dad would look at it at the race. But like the last year, it was kind of like our own, deal. It was me and my dad basically going racing, and Friday at the race, I would have to basically, like prep a race bike, look at it, and
I remember seeing you
you
under
know,
your tent.
I
like,
was always taking the
changing
shocks
plastic
off
or,
or
like-
graphics,
Yeah,
and
doing
it
all
was
that.
always, and I mean,
That's probably why you didn't run
That's-
pro am because
Oh,
like
it's
you
so
had
much
to do
work.
a lot of
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
I mean, but as far as practice bike goes, and I'm sure you're the same way.
Yeah.
Everything, dude. I mean,
Everything on the practice bike.
everything, anything. I mean, you can imagine. We had to do it.
Yeah.
It's just it comes. No one's gonna do it for you.
You-
want to ride?
Do you
or
build your
not?
motors now, or do you do?
I can do
or
basically
Johnny does the
everything.
motors still?
He does. I prefer him to do it, obviously.
Yeah.
But in a crunch, I can do everything, but
Right, in a
basically
crunch.
splitting the cases.
Right.
I've done it one time, and I did it successfully, but I don't like to do it.
It's
you
a
know?
lot of pressure on you
Yeah.
because, like, you know, you have to make it
There's
right.
a lot of pieces, you know.
Yeah, and it's
like,
a lot of money dealing with. But
Yeah. But I mean, top end stuff and timing and all that. That's nothing.
that's easy for
Yeah.
me. Yeah, but just the bottom end a little bit. I'm not super
There's
familiar
just
with
so
it,
many pieces. Is
There
what
is.
gets me.
Yeah, but racing is your full time gig, right?
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah,
oh, I
so-
mean, when I go after the season, I go home and I work. I work
Yeah,
for
yeah.
my dad. We install wheelchair ramps for the VA, but
Mm.
I mean, when I leave,
Dude, I hate the VA so much when you say that. Like I just start going like, oh my God.
It's just all wheelchair.
We
We
do.
install
Oh,
wheelchair ramps for
like-
the disabled.
Hey,
I build
your
ramps.
job it doesn't
I like to party.
define who you are.
No, you
it's
build
just
ramps.
making money.
hey, I mean, it's you know, it's a good thing, and
Yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
to feel good, you know, helping out the military and the stuff like that. But
It's more like that.
But, I mean, when I leave in January to August, yeah, that's
Nice,
I mean,
man.
that's what I do, and I mean, I have my parents thankfully help me out with money, and I have some sponsors that help me out. You know, huge, but it's it's very taxing, and it's
Yeah, no
it's
doubt.
hard to live on the road like I do.
Yeah, for sure. I was
In
about to
your
say, do you
camper.
live out of your rig pretty much like how like the whole
8
time?
months. 8 months. I live in my little camper with
That's
my dog
insane.
Star.
That's pretty good.
That's insane.
That's honestly fun though. That's
It is. It's cool.
You guys need to
get
ride
see
this
a
wave.
lot
You
of-
need to do it
As
at
long
a
as
young
possible.
age.
I'm
though.
telling
Because
you,
the
dude.
real world
Like
is
once you get
terrible.
older,
I'm telling
though, you don't.
I will say that the motocross it gives you a work ethic,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
and
For sure.
I mean, because you ain't gonna succeed in motocross if you don't work hard, and that's plain and simple. And
I
that's
think-
one thing that gives me a little comfort whenever I'm done with this, full time is
Going
what
to work
I'm doing.
won't be difficult. Yeah.
Going to work, I know how to work hard. So that's the
That's a
motocross
good lesson
industry-
for parents too. That
it teaches
even if you
kids
push-
and it
yeah.
keeps them out of trouble. Like growing up, I couldn't ask for a better childhood growing up.
Right.
Going to the racetrack every weekend, hanging out with friends, jumping bicycles, and it's
Bicycles.
like it's a good environment to have your kid grow up in. I feel like
for sure.
That was the biggest thing for me. Like, I was working full time.
Dallas, yeah. What tab did you have up there, dude?
Calm down, Pornhub.
It's like a nice.
Okay.
Like,
So
you're almost
So-
done with this
so-
session.
But so, all right. So, the sport, obviously, nobody's like rolling over stacks, anywhere in the quad world. But
I
what
would
do
say
you
the
think? Well, I mean,
top
some
two
people
are
are.
doing
top
Yeah,
two.
yeah, top two rolling over some stacks.
Decent.
But
that would be
but-
the only two.
But it used to be a lot of people were. But
Yes.
what do you think about like a 250 pro class?
Dude, I think it's a great idea.
I think it's the sickest idea.
Let's
dude.
freaking go.
Because then you get these dudes like, these kids like the Bryce Fords and all those kids like they're coming off these new hybrids. Like we were on like monoshock
I mean, dude.
blasters. All these like
Dude,
300
Bryce-
EXs.
You know
Bryce
how
Ford
hard
could have
we
been a
could
250
push.
pro
You know how
last
hard
year,
we
dude.
could
Yeah.
push like a 250. Like,
Yeah,
To the
I would ride
absolute,
one.
like,
Like I would ride one. You know what I mean?
That
Like, I
would be kind of
totally-
I
interesting,
think it'd
right?
be interesting because
Just
we
the
could
only
like bang
thing
and bump and
I
like.
have against it is
It's
man,
gonna be money.
to build
Yeah.
the bike I want to build.
Yeah.
It's 30 grand.
And numbers,
Yeah.
right? Like, how many guys would you have in there? It'd be like the same as the
Exactly.
pro stock
It's
class.
just comes down to money and.
But
what
It would
you
be
do.
cool,
the
though.
idea
Yeah.
is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it would be sick.
The
Yeah.
bikes are sick.
That's kind
I
of
wanna
like
ride one.
that's kind of like
The
where
bikes are sick.
Janusa and some of the guys have been talking about needing a 90 class at the Nationals.
I
That
think
would be
that's
sick,
a great
dude.
idea because it's
For fun.
I mean, it's cheap
It-
and
it's
it would
fun.
be
It's
a blast.
entertainment.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
racing
yeah.
It's
would be-
entertainment.
Yeah, that's what.
Maybe
I
do
would
it
be
Saturday night,
Yeah,
like, and have
after-
lights and
The
yeah.
more pro classes I feel, the better.
The more
Like I just
pros
feel like
that
the
like
more
are
pros, like the
involved in
better.
something,
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like the more pros, like, because then these like super mini kids, like they're not like, oh, now I gotta fight back through the amateur ranks. It's like dirt bike guys, like, oh, I've done this, and then they bam in the pro class,
Yeah.
they develop themselves in this 250 class, and you pull them up, the kids who have the talent. So it's kind of would be how we would do it then. It's like all those guys would come in, and there's gonna be more people making money. Hopefully, it would equate to like the manufacturers making a race
A
ready
250.
250, and then them being
Possibly.
I don't know.
I mean, that Honda I was riding yesterday was pretty race ready.
The yellow
that drive shaft, man.
The
That's how
bars
you get
are
the power
like
to
this.
the rear wheels.
Great.
That's how you get the power to the wheels, dude.
Dude, did you ever
Full on
do
drive.
that on 90 race at Millville?
Oh yeah.
That was fun as
Many
shit.
times, dude. One time, the last time I did it, the last year they had it, I should say,
Yeah.
I was leading
You were leading.
and I threw a chain.
Oh, dude.
Actually, and then the next lap,
Sam-
Jeffrey was in second. Literally over the same jump, Jeffrey threw a chain, and Janusa ended up winning it.
Is that how it happened?
And that is
Damn.
how it happened, I believe.
Dude, he's always
I don't-
posting cool 90 clips and stuff like
Hey,
that, too.
listen, I want to make it to the Turkey Derby this year at Janusa's house.
It's a
I think I can
legit
contend
event.
for the win. If I'm not stepping out
You
of
ain't
bounds.
gonna-
I'm serious on the 90.
See, this is
Are
what I
you
hate:
serious?
is that you can't even declare without feeling like an asshole that you would win a 90 race. Like, I would step on anybody's toes.
You kind of like. If you go to Janusa's though, you know what you're going up.
Yeah, you're
against.
going
Like,
into his house.
You're
Hey,
going
I,
on
Like,
his
that's-
understand.
Yeah.
I know he's got. And
Needs to be on
he gets
neutral
to ride the
ground.
track. No. I just
Neutral
think.
ground.
At least I think I could contend. I would be in the top 3. I'd be with Joel.
Joel
I'd
and
be
all
with
those
Joel
guys?
and Janusa.
Dude, that track is
I
sick
think
looking,
that is
dude,
pretty
from the
sick.
He
videos.
made that track.
I mean,
legit.
It is cool.
the 90s fun, and I think I could run with
you
him.
could do it.
I think so.
I want to see it.
All right.
I've been wanting to, dude. I almost had my dad and my mom and my sister
Oh, we gonna
pose
see?
up around
Yeah.
my neighborhood
Yeah.
before I left in the snow, dude. A fresh snowstorm. I was gonna burn around the neighborhood
In the
and
truck?
No, in my
Oh, in the
on my
quad?
quad.
Oh,
Yeah.
you should have, dude.
I was good,
Riding in
dude.
the
I was
snow is
scared
so
to get
fun.
busted, though, man. I live straight, I live in the city.
Cannot
dog.
be
It's the
scared.
city.
Dude, I rode my 4-wheeler out in the snow in the city, but it was like
How big of a city, though, we talking? Like
60,000.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
It's big.
You bigger
Like,
than me.
I'll
got
just do
balls.
it, man. Me and my brother rode
Well,
in
that's-
Walmart parking lot, fucking doing wheelies across Walmart parking
Well, I
lot
was
in the middle of the
talking.
day.
Well, I was talking. I was like, all right, I'm gonna have my door down in my trailer and everything. And we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this fucking video. You guys are gonna be posted up all over, and then I'm gonna pull my quad in the trailer. I'm gonna strap it down. I'm gonna roll out.
That's pretty much
That
how it
was my
works.
plan.
Yeah, right.
To go
With the,
south.
like with the van, you just like
Well, the
pull it
van
out,
is
pull it
easy,
in,
yeah.
drip off, and then like
Dude, you
can't-
definitely need some magnets for the side that says Parker's Electrical.
yeah, like some sort of like business
Parking.
name.
Yeah,
you need to be like a private investigator. That's what I need to say.
Private investigator?
Yeah, Parker's
What kind of
private
PI
Needs to be,
investigator.
like,
what kind
funny.
of PI rolls around with an advertisement on the side of the van though?
The kind that gets shit done.
Watch the movies. It's
With,
always
like,
this plumber.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, no, it's a plumber. Like typical white van, electrician, plumber,
Rapey.
like ice cream.
It's rapey, dude. White
No,
men are
you
rapey.
take the E off. It's a rap van.
I could just make it like all out, like just rape van.
I
like,
think you should
put
do it
curtains
so
on the
rapey,
windows.
Girl,
Just have
mustache
little
out.
candy things that fall out every time you stop. There's candy canes falling around something
Like
that.
little things coming out of the doors, just like all sorts.
My favorite
Alright.
videos you make though are the ones where you're whipping the van or the
Oh,
fucking something through the field or
Dude,
fucking dude,
raging
those
through
are
the
the best.
field.
Yeah.
Fuck the quad riding videos.
The van
You ripping
videos
the
are
van,
so
dude.
fun.
The van videos are like what blew up first, really.
That's like what made me is my van.
That's crazy.
Rape is what
Like
made
a
me.
15-second clip of my van drifting into a ditch.
Yeah, the back tire just barely catching that ditch.
Yeah, and like Top Gun, like fucking Danger Zone. playing.
I'm an artist.
A video
So, dude, like that's
choreographer.
like what I think is cool.
So,
like, I'm just
Parker,
going
if
for
you
it.
could be king for a day and you're in
Yeah.
charge of the AMA for the quad section, whatever that means.
Section?
I'm assuming that's what
Yeah, but
the
magic
I
wand.
have,
Department,
I
you know
have
what I
like
mean?
some say in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
magic wand.
not some say.
Yeah.
You're the say.
Oh, okay.
What would you do?
I would have a special event where quads
Do cool shit.
do wheelies and shit, or burnouts, and we just rip around and fucking just do cool shit.
In a stadium.
Or on concrete. We have a road race or
Dude, that would be cool. If it was just if it was set up in a certain way where it had just different
no
things that you could
helmets.
do.
First one to get hurt or die or something.
is out.
First one to
Yeah.
become a vegetable loses.
Right. Like we all just go hard.
It's like
What
the
about you,
Roman.
Sammy?
It needs to be like just exciting.
I'm digging this path we're
Yeah,
taking.
just
It's
like
just
full on,
something
just quad.
crazy.
You're basically
It's like
saying quad
gladiators.
wars in a Walmart parking lot is what like. I'm
Yeah, but
Something
with
like
like
that.
the baddest dudes, like doing some cool
Yeah.
stuff.
I think we need to like I say, I think we need to like partner with like the Supercross series and do like a covered Supercross event. Get on that NBC game, dog.
NBC Sports Gold.
Obviously, yeah.
I bought the package.
Me too. I watch them all
Yeah,
live.
gold, dude.
Yeah.
And,
it.
you know, sometimes
Totally
I'm in
worth it.
places I ain't got a TV. I got my phone.
Yeah,
right.
well, no.
Last race
Catch
was
the
amazing
check.
too. I loved it.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh,
How about
wow.
Tomac messing up the
Dude,
same shot
choking.
twice?
Choking, bro.
Dude,
He almost-
same exact crash. Literally. It was insane.
Just tipped over in the whoops. No big deal.
It's
It
just
was
funny
like
almost.
exactly the same. It was crazy.
Like he hit
Like
that
the same
rock
run
off
and everything.
balance and just like dumped it into
As
the
he caught Webb again, like,
Right,
hey,
yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
right
pass
on
you
him.
again. No.
Well, no, the first time he was leading,
Yeah.
typical Tomac
Yeah.
dumps it while he's leading. Like
And
how
then-
many times has he done that?
Like uncountable.
He needs
So,
to get more.
Story of his
mentally
life,
strong.
right?
Pretty much.
Supercross
dude.
is not as
Does he have a girlfriend?
No,
Like,
I heard he's
yeah,
gay.
he's like,
Low
what,
key,
yeah.
he's gay.
No, not for real.
Low key, not
He
to be
posted
confused
pictures
with
of some
I've heard
key
some
gay.
pretty.
Wait, how do you know anybody with Tomac's squad?
We're on the show.
Dude, like I want to hear this, like for real.
Off the air, I want to know, do you like Tomac
Dude,
gay?
I'm
Well,
question
okay,
over the
okay.
It's like
No, that's the
literally,
fake
literally, like what is his issue?
Okay. Okay.
Reliable
He's
Okay,
source.
now
doing
we're
shit.
talking about
He's
a
doing
serious.
shit.
Yup,
Last year,
Yep.
Supercross.
yup.
Well, the word from him and the word around the Supercross pits, Tomac's secretly gay. His brother, you know, his brother's gay.
His brother's gay.
Yeah.
Oh, his brother is gay?
Yup,
Yeah.
like legit, like.
Dude, he flies AC-130s though. It's pretty- I mean, C-130s.
So how does this affect his riding?
Yeah, so are you saying that he was thinking about dick and like veered off? Like what are you saying right now? Like we're on an irrelevant path now. Whether Tomac likes dick or not is irrelevant to his
I really
speed
hope-
in the whoops. Like
I really
that's all I'm
hope-
gonna say. Just shout out to gay people.
I don't even want to
You
know
can
anymore.
ride
'Cause I
everything.
like Tomac because he's a badass. Like,
Yeah, I like
let's
Tomac
let's
because
leave
he's
it
a
at that,
badass and he
right?
also apparently loves penis.
that would suck if it happened.
Yeah, that would suck.
We can't put that out there. Though.
Like,
we
I-
can't.
That's terrible.
We can't do it
We
because I'll
can't.
feel like will be texting
Yeah.
Yeah,
me
we
like,
can't
yo,
put that out there.
I know Fist. He's seen your Quadcast.
So
Fist,
talking
he
like
clicked on the Quadcast, watched the whole show.
It's like
Like,
the show's gonna be like.
that's our second.
2 hours later, he heard. Like he's after me now. You gotta cut it out.
Dude, he's trying to fight you. You're fucked.
See, I'm just getting paranoid now, you know.
Yeah.
Don't
So,
even-
all
don't
right.
even
So,
worry
Sammy, you've been racing for a while. Like, how much longer do you see yourself doing this?
As long as I can do it,
I say
and
ride the
it's
wave.
feasible.
I say ride the wave.
Which
As long
I
as-
have
From a
my
35-year-old dude, ride the wave, bro.
Dude, I'm not 35. Jesus Christ.
But it's not all on me. It's not just me that
No.
makes this happen.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's not just me. It's my father. He is a huge key to my.
I feel like he's like your
I think it's
biggest
everybody's
supporter,
program,
biggest
right?
fan.
The hugest key.
Yeah.
I mean, he does so much. I can't even begin to tell you guys.
What about you, Parker? What are your plans this year?
I plan on just keeping the vibe alive with the
Vibe
free
alive,
ride,
baby.
with the free ride
As
stuff.
the Steez
The
King,
bad
bro.
boy.
I will say
As
you
the
are the
Steez
quad
King.
Steez King. I was
For
gonna
sure.
make you a fucking crown, like, and have like
Really?
a thing to give you, but
Just so
I
you
forgot.
like legit.
Well, I wanted to burn up one of my wheels and make like a crown out of like this wheel that I had. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
That might be a little
that
heavy.
was a lot of work.
I don't know how that would turn out.
It's, like, it's the thought that counts.
I
Yeah, I was like,
kinda
well,
wanna
you're just coming tomorrow, and I don't have time to do that.
He's coming tomorrow.
That's
coming
actually
tomorrow.
ridiculous. You're gonna burn up a wheel.
You know what I mean? Like, you do like the Iron Throne, and when the show starts, you be like, so you're the Steez King, you have to wear this whole time, and then like 20 minutes in, you probably be like,
I wouldn't have worn that
It's
like the
heavy.
whole
It's
time.
so
Like, that
heavy.
would've got
So
really
my neck
comfortable.
that is 45 inches long is like super tired, dude.
My long neck.
Yeah.
Stretching it
that's
out.
Funny.
Long neck.
But what was it? What did you ask me? You were like,
I don't even know.
No,
I think
yeah. So
he-
what do you? All right. So you're like, well, this
Oh,
year
what
you're
are my
obviously
plans
not.
for
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So
Yeah.
how long do you like? you're obviously not doing full time now.
Right.
But so what are your plans for racing? Like, what does the future look like for you?
I want to keep racing. Just the like the ones that are close to me, like up in the the northern area, and like keep coming because I really just still love the sport and like I want to like show my support for it. And obviously I don't have like the backing that I used to have with Walsh and like stuff like that, and race bikes, a mechanic and everything, but I still think I can like do pretty good, like come in and just like rip still, so I like want to do that.
If you had that support, would you want to go to every race?
I think if like I could get my bills paid for and like get my groceries paid for, then I would, but I mean it's just it's a long shot.
That's
and
the
like,
key.
Right.
you gotta still live and make a living, and sort of like there's a life outside of just quad racing. So
It's a shame that somebody with like your level of talent,
that's
like we lose that because of that.
yeah,
It's like you have that large draw of just being super entertaining and like your Instagram and the way you
sure.
ride and everything like that. And it's like
sure.
the sport loses value in my opinion when we lose guys.
Like that's
that.
why I never want to like get out of it, is because I know like dude, like people hit me up all the time like you're my idol, man, like I want to be you, and I'm like that hits me hard every time. I'm like what I do is just like fun for me, and I want to keep inspiring
And it's
people.
crazy the impact that it
Yeah,
has.
It really
it's
is.
like you laugh about it on like our level, like
Right.
we talk, but like it actually does affect like those younger kids and stuff that are coming in.
and it's like important.
Those
like,
freaking no helmet videos.
Yeah.
no helmet videos.
Well, hey,
No helmet,
hey, I
no
got a story.
respect.
I got a
No
story,
helmet,
though.
no respect.
Saturday we went Road Alma, right? And like we were going on the track to film. Parker was riding. This kid on a dirt bike, he was probably like, what, 13 maybe?
Oh, yeah,
He
maybe.
wrecked his brains out, right?
As
Parker
quietly
pulls
as
over.
possible, too. By the way,
Yeah, we didn't even
Pulls
get
over.
like we were standing right there, and also
I,
this kid's
roll
like
off
dead
the
next to
track,
us. Like
this dude's
he's
laying
like,
there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this kid just wrecked his brains out. Parker pulls over, like picks his bike up, checks on him, and then afterwards,
We can't forget
Dallas
played
did
doctor.
CPR. Wait, no. Did CPR. The kid's like, I don't need it. Stop.
Stop touching me there. It's okay.
So he did a concussion
sure.
check, which was needed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, he's
And
like
so afterwards,
fingers.
when he comes off the track, like these two kids came over to thank him, and like you could just tell that he just made fans for life, right?
Sure.
And like I was telling him, like you should get a quad, like I feel like that can impact people in a big way for sure.
Yeah, it actually did. Like they were kind of like, man,
Well, I
these guys
asked
like
them.
they went, yeah.
I was like, so what do you think about quads? And like, just to kind of like, see where they were at, because I wanted to leave that impact, and I was like, I didn't want you guys to have a bad image of quads. So like, especially like I think about that at a young like age, you're really influenced by things like that.
Oh, for sure. You're not even like your own person for so long, honestly. Like
Yeah, like you're
as
just
I
like-
get older, I still am like, wow, am I actually thinking for myself anymore? Like you don't even know.
It's like
you
your
know?
friends and so much like
Yeah.
outside pressure. You just want to be cool
Well,
and fit
and
in and everything.
I think another thing that hurts the quad image is all the kids riding around on the 4x4s and the
Oh, for
Going
sure.
back- backwards on the
and it's like,
tracks and
dude,
stuff.
that's not us. That's not. We're
Yeah.
not even in the same
Different.
category.
Yeah, like when they
Exactly.
when they post to make fun of us on like Instagram and stuff like that, it's like the completely irrelevant. Like
Yeah.
they found some guy on a farm quad trying to ride an arena cross track.
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah.
too many videos out there of like quad fails and like
Yeah, exactly,
just dudes being
man.
like kind of crazy.
But there's an
about it.
equal number of dirt bike fails. I must
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
There
there's
is,
so
and,
many
like-
more goons like that are dirt bike guys. They show up, they're like, "Oh, this
So
guy's
here's the
okay,"
thing, is,
and he
like-
probably does way more damage to your riding because he's gonna roll over every lip and blip the gas as soon as he gets on track
Right.
and just
Big,
rub, and just run that lip right down. But ours is like we're still giving you the middle. Like we're not. I don't know. I don't understand.
It's like they don't think that there's talent involved in riding a 4-wheeler because there's like no like
The
you
gyro is just
don't
different.
lean or
So there, the
whatever.
gyro is different.
Which
It's-
I will admit, a 4-wheeler is easy to pick up and learn and like cruise around.
Yeah, it's you can like get
Well,
a
there's
quad.
4 wheels.
You can get
Yeah,
a
you
quad
don't
like it's
have to
much easier.
balance.
Yeah, it's much easier for like.
Yeah.
To me, I think becoming a okay like average quad rider
Is
is
easier.
easier than being an average dirt bike rider. But as soon as you get into the above average realm of
Mhm.
both of those sports,
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of the same amount of talent.
It's
like
above
in terms
that.
of the mindset,
That's
the way
a
you
good
have
way
to
to
think,
put
and
it.
your analysis of the track is the same. So above average riders is both times. So the average riders are the goon kind of riders of each. Like I guess it's easier, if you have
Well,
no
the
talent,
training,
get on a
too,
quad.
man.
But
I
yeah,
mean, The training's the same. I mean,
Same
it's
deal.
not like we were out there just busting out 30s like it's nothing.
Bikes,
you
like,
gotta
I
put
mean,
in the work too. You know,
The
It's
bikes go longer motos, like 30 plus twos. Or
I think we
whatever,
should.
but
Do you think we should increase our? I think ours should be 30. I think it's
I don't.
ridiculous that they're not 30.
I totally disagree.
Why?
Because it makes the racing like it's too difficult.
Any better?
So no,
The
yeah, I think
problem
sprinting.
is-
I think sprint racing is way more.
Is there's
interesting
only a
than-
certain amount of guys that can go and train every day and prepare for those 30s.
Mhm.
There's like majority of the pro class is not, they're working, you know,
Yeah.
like they can't, and it's like
That's a good point.
it's gonna make the sport less entertaining.
Separated.
It's
More
gonna
separated.
separate it. So dudes like your like Chads, your Jolts, your Thomases.
Yeah, because it may not
They're
be
gonna,
that
like-
they're that much faster. It's just that they can go faster for longer. And so it's
Yeah,
only
that's a good
because
point.
they have.
That's a
the
good point.
right?
That's a good point. But that also kind of curtails another point that I think about is I think a lot of the reason that we don't get the support and we don't get the attention that we need is because we don't treat it as seriously as we should. So it's kind of like when I want to ask a lot more serious questions sometimes about like what is going on. It's like you don't want to. But you also don't want to like ruffle feathers, you know. You get what I'm kind of saying?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
touchy.
we don't want to like treat the pros as if they're like. I want you guys to feel like a big deal, you know. Like I wanted you guys to come in here and feel like you guys are important because you're a big deal to me, whether you know it or
Right.
not. Like I'm like stoked about
Wait,
this.
what?
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I want you guys to sign my titties. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you guys are the shit, you know. So it's like I want you to feel like a big deal, and to feel like a big deal, you have to also deal with like the criticism that comes with being a big deal.
That's a
So
good
it's
point.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
there does need to be a balance there to being like, all right, yeah, this may not be perfect for everybody, but this is what's going to make us more legitimate. You know.
I like I'm a pro quad rider or whatever, but I never really like
Oh, just in case you didn't know.
I never really, like,
drop your panties.
took that like into like initiative. Like I was like, I just want to be like a regular dude. I'm not like a freaking
Hey,
like
hold the
superstar.
flashes.
So for real though. But I like
Well, I
you know,
feel like that's how the quad industry too. Like you make it to that point. It's kind of like you really can't be like like in the supercross.
Right.
So
No,
otherwise, I feel like you're kind of
you're gonna
like
turn
it's kind of a
somebody off.
sausage. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, like you're just kind of
It's
like
just it's not that industry.
No,
You
yeah,
kinda-
it's
I know
all
that's.
big
I know.
offense.
Yeah, like
you
I
got to be very personal. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a
Never too
likable
big to
person.
talk to the
Yeah.
smallest person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
That's what I mean. It's like how do we create some kind of balance there where we're also like willing to be controversial, but also like not let that affect. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like
That's
people
like, let's fight.
let's fight about it, but then like we'll be chill. I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like how do we expect to be taken seriously if it kind of looks from the outside like we're not taking ourselves seriously at the same time?
The sport's like doing a 360. Like back in the day, like everybody was on non-production bikes and they were doing their own shit in their garage and like tinkering and like it's kind of going back like that to where like the factories are out of it and there's not enough like people buying machines
Yeah.
or whatever and it's like doing a rotation.
Well,
and
back
it's
then,
like,
the aftermarket companies kept the sport alive.
Yeah.
Back
Yep,
then.
that's what it was
Absolutely.
all about.
Yeah.
Like
And
your
then
Leggers and your Walshes and your like Rolls and your like all those guys and like all them crazy dudes that were
Yeah.
just in their garages,
Mhm.
making shit better and
Mhm.
like wanting to like
Improve.
improve. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we may never see it how it
And
was.
so
again.
think about it too, like I guess the hope with the production stock class too is that it would bring the factories back in. But is that really what brought the factories in
in the first
in the
place.
first place back in the day? I feel like it was because they were putting those dirt bike motors into these crazy racing machines, and like I don't know, it kind of
Also-
like pushed for it.
It was.
I
an
mean, they were
interest.
on ESPN. That
The
was
TV
Well, no, that was way
The
before we
factories
were on.
came in
No,
before that, though.
way before
Yeah.
that. Yeah, no, they were.
They
You know,
came in
ESPN
'04.
was for like a
to an
quick little.
extent,
Yeah.
but when it was big,
Yeah,
real big,
Yeah.
the TV was involved.
Yeah.
When there was
Oh, yeah.
6 or
See, like,
7,
But that was also
I
way
always
before we
like-
had guys making. But that was also it was so much like all right. Think about how when
Movies
Wes
and-
Miller was like doing his thing. Wes Miller was doing his movies. It was like you couldn't just go on YouTube and like just watch his movie anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you had to buy the DVD. So like there was money and support behind what he was doing. Nowadays it's like Steve has videos that probably has as many views as Wes Miller sold videos for something probably or something like that. But he's not going to get near the same amount of compensation for the same amount of kind of like I guess eyes on. If
Yeah.
that makes any
I
sense.
think like the quad people went too hard like with the WPSA. Like they spent too much money right away.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of was growing good, and then like it just got way too serious to where everybody had that pressure to like, get rigs and like nice shit, and like everybody wanted to be like top of the line, you know, like, and it was like, for a quad rider, it's not like easy to just spend that much money.
And anytime you split a series too, it always causes problems. Like
Always.
there's always other sports that I've seen where they split a racing series and then they both suffer.
Yeah. Like for political money and all kinds of it.
I don't like when everybody
AMA
like
hurt when the WPSA was in.
Oh yeah.
There
was only like two like dudes.
Yeah, it was not
It
not thriving. The WPSA was thriving, but the AMA was not. And then obviously, it folded. But
this is something that I think, in terms of how the series should go, the way we're gonna like start structuring like the pro class or something like this. Okay, like right now we've kind of already established we have like these good regional series, right? Like we have like SE quads, D23, NEA TV. You got like
all
the
good
Northwestern,
series.
all these good
All
like
good series.
solid series. All right. So we kind of abolish the nationals essentially in terms of the amateur ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have just a pro national, and the pro nationals go kind of in a circuit around 7 regions, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the pros go do at least 1 round in each. Let's say even 2 rounds in each. 14 rounds is a little ridiculous, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Right. So basically, at the end of the year, all the amateurs, if you have a certain amount of points in your region, you qualify for like the big national end of year event, and then it goes, everybody you can say it's Loretta's or whatever.
So you're gonna have
so
one
basically you
race.
have to like top 5 in SE quads
and then you can make it to the national.
And then you have the top 5 in D13.
and all these things, and the pros are, and then the pro series goes along, and it's like, oh, you have a normal race, but when the pro race comes, it's like, they come out and they
To
have all
your,
pro pits,
like,
to
local
local
quads,
regional series,
the national would be Monster Mountain.
Yeah. So it'd be like Monster Mountain and Mill Creek are the ones where the pros.
I think
are.
that's an amazing idea.
I think it's like it would make it to where so many people could come out and put like a serious racing effort forward, and they wouldn't have to like travel the entire country and spend all this money. It'd be like, oh, I can just drive 4 to 5 hours instead of 20 all the time, and then at the end
Friday
of the year,
night, and get home on Sunday.
Yes, exactly. And then still at the end of the year, I still have the potential to win the same sort of prestige and everything, and not spend near the amount of money. And then when it comes to being a pro, these teams won't have to. They don't have to worry about having all these amateur bullshit teams going on. They can just. It's just pro teams rolling through.
You got your north and your south and your like
east
and
west.
so you'll obviously have some of the guys that are in each regions also racing pro against some of the pros when they show up too.
Right.
So it'll be
like pro-am, basically.
basically in kind of a pro-am type of way.
Like
so
you're a local pro.
So SC Quad is pro-am class. So when the pros come through there, any of the pro-am riders can race pro as well.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, like you have to eliminate the travel. Like the travel is such a big expense.
Yeah.
I mean, the travel
and the time away from work. I mean, that's what really hurt me.
Yeah, you want to
look at the GNCC and guys can show up Saturday morning, they race,
and go home.
And then they go home Saturday, and they're home at the very latest Sunday afternoon.
Right, that's like a big
even
deal.
if it is a far drive.
Yeah, even if it's like 15 hours. They're still home.
They miss 1 day of work instead of 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to help, and then it also means like it's just going to strengthen those like regional numbers and everything, because you're going to have all these people being like, oh well, I normally wouldn't race this series, but now all of these people from the nationals from that area are now just racing a regional series. So every regional series is going to have like 200, 250 entries everywhere.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have these like
you'll get some stragglers that
and
come from other regions.
Yeah, and then like let's say you're right on that border. You're right on that border
travel.
of like NEA TV, and then also whatever southern region that is. You can bounce up and hit those. So if you want to travel, you can.
Yeah.
But you can even make it to where it doesn't even have to be in any series. You could make if you qualify for this amount of points at the end of the year. You go to nationals. Be like, all right, well, there's still qualifiers. Like, there's a million ways you can break it down, but I think that's like...
I think it just needs something, like, refreshed like that, because, like, these dudes are leaving, like, Wednesday, and, like, coming back, like, Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's like a whole week, pretty much, and then you're like...
You gotta get the bikes ready and do it again.
Yeah, and then you're just leaving, like, the next couple days, and it's, like, too much for the regular dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. So after all this racing is done, like, what's your dream jobs? You guys have like an
operating
industry
heavy
job?
equipment.
You want
dream job? racing 4-wheelers for a living.
I mean, that's obviously. I mean,
But
Having my own
yeah,
business
after-
or doing heavy equipment, something like that.
after, yeah, I can agree.
Welding,
with it. Something to
having my
do
own
with
welding
owning your own business or driving
Heavy
big
equipment.
dozers or something cool
moving
like that.
dirt, like I don't know. Obviously, I'm a good welder. Like from my experience.
Obviously.
Yeah,
It's true though.
You probably built like my race bike A-arms and shot or
I'm sure I
swing,
built a lot of
swing
stuff
arm
for it. Yeah,
in the
I only waited
past.
3 years for him.
but it's
That's not his fault.
I'm not saying
I'm
it is.
busting back.
I'm just saying I heard. I done heard. All right, so with all that and all the quad stuff out of the way now. All right, would you rather swim through 300 meters of shit or dead bodies?
Dude, what kind of question is
That's
that?
the kind of questions I'm asking
300
you right
meters.
now. 300
That's a
meters, bro.
long-
That's
that's
like
a
that's
long-
longer than
that's
3 football
deep.
fields.
It's definitely gonna have to be dead bodies.
Dead bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'm going
Because
with
I don't
dead
want to
bodies.
swallow
not,
like shit.
not nasty ass shit.
If I like have to like breathe.
Yeah, I'm going
like-
dead bodies too because I mean you can just get on top of that.
And it,
Right.
but yeah, I mean,
Like
there's-
running on it.
how bad are the dead bodies?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. How old are? Let's say they're like at least like
dude, because you can
minuscule-
like
only
die
like a couple
from,
days
like,
dead.
breathing in
Only
like
a
that
couple
shit,
days,
Only a
right?
couple days dead, so you're
Okay.
good. Yeah, I'm going
Definitely
dead bodies
dead
on that all
bodies.
day. That's the easy one. All right, would you rather have a dog with a cat's personality or a cat with a dog's personality?
See, I already got
Cat
a
with a
dog
dog's
with a. I already got
personality.
a dog with a cat personality.
So
she's
you're
crazy.
saying that-
So I'm gonna go with the dog with the cat.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. That's an easy one, I think.
So dog with a cat personality.
Yeah. Wait, no,
No,
dog.
Dog personality is
The
way
dog
better.
personality
Yeah,
is what
I
you
got
want.
the dog. I got the dog. With
Oh,
the
so
cat.
you-
Yeah, see that's what I'm saying.
Opposite?
You guys just blindly.
Well, I ain't gonna
Oh,
say. I ain't gonna say.
So you
no,
want the cat
with the dog.
obviously.
I want the cat.
But I
with
have
the
my dog.
yeah.
I love my dog.
for
She
sure.
she's not full cat, She just does some cat things.
She's
so
like a little too like out
she's
of there.
got. Well, she grew up like in a foster home with a cat, so I feel like she picked
Oh,
out some
she got right,
attributes
yeah.
from the cat.
Right.
Alright.
I just don't like cats.
I agree.
You know?
I had cats all growing
Dude,
up.
I'm
and
gonna
I
tell you
wanted a
this.
dog.
I've completely been that way my entire life. Like cats, whack, cutie
And
chop.
now you have a cat.
But now, dude,
Dude,
like this
I
cat
had-
I got is straight lit, bro.
I've
You
had-
will
What's
straight
her
like
name?
you hardcore
Yeah.
off the back. No, but like I'm the only one who plays with the cat.
no,
though.
but
No, like I'm the only one who plays
general,
with the cat.
though,
Like, she
dogs
doesn't
are
play.
better.
Yeah, for
I
sure, for
but
sure.
you do meet some cool cats.
I was saying he said, but he's like a cool cat.
There
though,
are
'cause
some
I
I've
like
had
the
cats
cats that are
straight
chill and
whack,
like kill
yeah.
shit and
Oh,
stuff.
dude, he
Not like
murders
trying to
everything.
fucking
Yeah.
bite
If
you
it's
and
breathing,
stuff.
killing it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
dead
a
ass.
cool
All right.
cat.
All right, if you were reborn into a new life, would you rather be alive like in the past, like let's say 1970, or be born like right now? So like basically the future.
70s.
70s.
For sure,
If
without
it's
a doubt.
70s, then
Yeah, dude.
fuck
without
yeah,
a
dude.
doubt.
That's like party time. Like
I'm in,
all the
I'm
cool
in on
shit.
the
yeah,
70s.
you could get away with stuff.
I'm
like,
in on the 70s for
nowadays
sure.
there's
Riding your
so
dirt
much-
bike there or 4-wheeler down the road.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm-
Disco.
So much oversight
Disco,
nowadays, you know?
They just like to have a good time. Right now.
Yeah, they just like to have a good time. The hippies,
Uh-huh.
bro.
Once
Would
in a
you
while.
rather look 20 years older from the neck up or the neck down?
Oh, man.
That's a hard one. I don't want to go first. You go first. I don't know. It's not like super detailed.
I don't
20
know.
years isn't like bad. I guess.
What we talking for age range? Like we talking like now, like as our personal ages,
yeah.
or are we talking
I
like?
guess so.
I'll take the neck down.
Neck down?
Yeah.
I think
You
that's
gotta
the
keep
best way to
this
do
as
it.
a
You
money
can
maker
like
for
bring him in.
Parker.
You can be like, I don't want to take my shirt off. I'm self-conscious. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe.
you can get him going. With
But
that,
like
dude.
you saw, you
See,
just gotta
I'm
gain
gonna
some
go
weight.
the other route. I'm gonna go older. I'll have the
Oh,
nice.
that
Yeah.
also depends.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
super confident in how you're gonna look 30 years from
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I
probably
think,
maintain.
I think
Yeah.
I'll be alright.
now?
Like it's a
I'm
tough
guessing.
You
one.
look
It's a
like
tough
you
one.
shower at truck stops.
Do you look like you shower at truck stops? Dude, they're nice showers there. Like you pay like $10 or whatever, but they're nice.
No,
showers.
dude. There's a. Oh, they're great.
Yeah. They
Would
give
you rather run at
He knows.
Would you rather run at 100 miles per hour or fly at 10 miles per hour?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good one, dude.
That is a good one.
That's a good one, dude.
It'd be cool to fly, but dude, 100-mile-an-hour.
Dude, that's pretty.
I think I'm going
I'll be
with
sure.
100.
I would use that to like punch people. Like
I'm going with 100 for sure. Even if you hit like 50, you're still gonna knock them
Dude,
out.
oh yeah, they're done.
I
dude.
definitely run it 100.
Yeah, 100.
Run it 100.
I like speed.
Would you be into parkour?
I ain't trying to go.
Like,
They get
dude,
me
I'd be like just
through
like
the
blowing up buildings. Like the nurses got to keep you on it.
There's got to be some really cool shit if you can do that, go that fast. Flying, I mean,
It'd be cool.
All right, so you're marooned on an island, right? Would you rather eat your best friend or eat your dog?
Man.
My friend done dead.
Definitely.
Nah, eat my dog, bro. No chance, dude. My friend sucks. You've seen him.
I'm definitely
It's
gonna
the
eat my
worst, dude. He
dog.
comes there, bothers me.
It
Sucks.
depends on the friend.
It depends on the
Your
friend.
best
but-
friend. The best one. The
Then
best
I'm
one.
probably gonna go
Boy or
with,
girl?
with my dog.
Ooh, dude, come on, man.
Yeah,
You don't
too
have
many
a best friend.
variables.
Don't try to act like your girlfriend's your best friend.
He don't have a girlfriend.
You're not gonna
What
look
do
at
you
me and
mean?
lie to me. Oh, not anymore?
Oh, I've been solo.
Okay, I thought that was your girlfriend the other day, dude. I mean,
No, we're
No,
just
she was
Alright.
just a stripper.
Hey, I got a question.
I'm just kidding.
So
For
what's your favorite non-ATV associated Instagram account to follow?
Non-ATV.
Obviously mine.
Let me
That's
think.
ATV.
That's it.
related.
No, it's not, dude. It's just me, dude. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with probably like.
Dude, I don't even know.
Hold on, I ain't prepared.
Can I like look at my phone?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, I need to look at this.
I'm
I
going-
know.
I'm like trying to like remember
Think.
some people, but like I need to go to some like liked photos right here.
Let's see.
It's got to be like a BMX account or like something like that, because I like pretty much only follow like bikes, quads, boats, and like cars and shit. But I like BMX. Like I really like the BMX shit.
I'm gonna go with a page
Let me think.
that just throw like buttery films or someone
Yeah.
like that, medium boy,
Mhm.
and something with like kind of like Parker's persona, and then with the
Similar,
with
right?
the you know they're free riding, doing cool stuff. Something
see a lot of
I like to
Instagram
see cool
models
stuff.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
I was gonna say like there's a ton of chicks. Like
Well, girls are.
countless
It's like
chicks.
bigbootyBitches.com. That's my favorite.
Usually the chicks. I can't like pinpoint one though. Like
There's too many.
there's too many. I
There's
don't
too many
know,
Instagram
dude.
models out there.
That's a tough question because I like.
All right, this is. I feel like you'll like this one. Would you rather visit 100 years in the past or 100 years in the future?
100 years in the future.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the future. Dude.
I want to see.
I
I
have
want
to
to
real,
know what
'cause-
happened in the past.
Yeah, you already know what happened,
I want
right?
to see if
Like,
the world's gonna
You
make
don't
it.
know that.
Because I ain't gonna live another 100
Well,
years.
if I could go back in the past, I'd only want to go back to see dinosaurs. So that's like the only thing.
That's
Be like,
way
hey,
back,
Can you go back
though.
and like
That's, like,
fist fight a
prehistoric.
velociraptor? I'd be like, yeah, do that.
True. I mean that'd be freaking crazy.
I don't know about fist fight.
I mean,
no.
maybe not actually fist
Ross
fight.
of
Like I'd get
raptors.
into like a cage and like
Maybe
watch
to see
another.
one.
But what if
Yeah.
they were straight whack? Like, what if they weren't near as cool as you thought they were going to be, and they were scared of everything?
They're
like
really
birds?
small,
Like,
maybe.
you know what I mean? Like they were like
That's
birds,
probably
like,
how it
"Ah!"
was.
They like jumped away from everything. Like, dude, this
Like you
sucks,
really
dude.
don't know. Like I mean, we kind of just made that up. Well, not made it up. I'm sure.
I
there's
mean,
DNA
they're
or-
guessing a lot of that, you know?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
guessing a lot of it, like
by
by
the
like
teeth.
the
and-
muscles,
Yeah.
yeah, like all that. But it could be totally different. You just because we weren't
Some
there,
of these questions are terrible.
dude. I want to like figure out who I like. Instagram.
Would you rather end the life of a single human being or kill 100 puppies?
Oh.
Who's the human
Who's the
being?
human?
Yeah.
Someone
just say
should-
rando. Just rando.
No, I
couldn't
don't know,
kill
man.
anybody.
So you would just smash 100 puppies.
I couldn't do that either, dude.
See, I
If
was
I
so
like,
quick,
you don't need it back.
When
You
you're
gotta
like-
grab the puppies by the feet. And
When you're like
smash
smash them, no, but I could like put them in like
yeah, you gotta
Smash
smash
No.
him mainly.
a
and
gas
smash 'em,
chamber. and
100
just let 'em fall
puppies to
asleep.
death or kill Steve.
It's
Tell
like
me now.
A violent bashing.
Yeah, you got, and by the way, you gotta kill Steve with that koozie.
I'm gonna smash the puppies. I can't kill a
Yeah, dude,
person.
I'm probably gonna murder. No, I'm gonna kill a person, dude.
Dude, there's so many dogs.
Yeah,
Like,
nah,
I
yeah,
mean,
you're right.
Short
Yeah,
lifespan.
but there's so many
right?
people too.
Steve is very valuable.
yeah,
to
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah. Would you rather know how you died
Random,
or
but-
when you died? How
Ooh.
you died
What
or
was
when
the
you
question?
died? How you die or when you die?
I feel
Well,
like if you knew how, you'd
if
always
you-
be guessing
if
when.
you feel like you know how, you'd be like,
If you knew when, then you'd be guessing how, right?
I don't know, probably how. Like just
Yeah, I would hope it was something like either
Nah, dude, I'm
total
doing
natural
I'm doing win because then you're like,
Oh,
I feel
yeah,
like if you
true.
pick win, then you can
then
kind
you
of
can, like,
choose.
fucking
Because you can be like, I'm not gonna leave this room on the day I'm supposed to die, and then at least I'm not gonna eat by like a saltwater.
Or at
crocodile
least do
or
something really cool on that
Yeah,
day.
be like,
but
I'm
what
gonna jump
if
out
it's,
there
like,
and like you
natural
jump out, and
causes,
then like
though?
a fucking
Yeah.
squirrel
You're
gives
definitely
you.
You
like
have a heart
96
attack on the way
years old.
down.
Because then you can like plan your life out basically. I mean,
Yeah.
if you like die tomorrow, you gotta fucking
Yeah,
send
win.
it.
We're going to win. We're going to win.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
they're
go
like, by the
like-
way, you got like 45
Dude, I have a
minutes.
question though. What would you do if you knew you were gonna die tomorrow?
I knew I was gonna die tomorrow.
It's a very
What would I do? So if some like, all right. So what's the situation on that? It matters too. Like,
What?
am I leaving for work? If I'm coming home from work, 'cause those are two totally
No,
different
you
people.
just knew.
If you just
Oh,
like
what's the
Yeah,
guy are
yeah,
you?
if somebody
So,
like,
like,
I'm going
end
to
of the
work, if I'm
day.
getting in my truck, some guy's like, bro, you
End
gonna
of the
die
day.
today. I'm gonna be like, well then fuck going to work, dude. I'm not gonna go to work at least.
end of the day, like you just are like you just fall asleep when you die or something. You have like the whole day to like send
So
it.
it's like Crank.
Yeah.
Movie crazy.
If you've seen that movie, yeah.
So I gotta like get a
I
drink
would-
going. All right, got it. Dude, I don't know, man. I'd probably just break into the zoo and let all the animals.
I would do something crazy.
What?
Break into the zoo.
Break into the zoo and let the animals out.
That's the only thing I can think of doing. It's like, you wanna know why? Just fuck you, man. You're gonna die.
I'm letting these animals out. Tigers, lions, they're out on
Dude,
the
like they're gonna
prowl.
be like, you're gonna die in 2 minutes. You wanna know what? Now there's tigers here, so
Yeah.
you're welcome, dude. Like, you're
They're
gonna kill
loose.
me off?
All right.
Tigers.
All right.
Fair enough.
Who's next? Sam.
I
just
just know
wanna
how
know.
to follow that up.
I want to like just personal like.
All right, I'll go.
All right, Steve.
I want to
Sarah.
rob a bank and get away on a motorcycle or a
Dude,
four-wheeler.
I'm right with you.
I'm gonna see if I can do it.
But
I'm
they're
gonna
just like way too prepared now. Like every time you go to the bank, they're like,
You
like,
can't
no
have
matter
a hat
what
on at my
you,
bank.
dude, you can't have a. Now no one goes to the bank, so you
Yeah,
go to
that's
the bank,
true.
they're automatically
Yeah,
like,
they're like, what are
this
you doing?
motherfucker's trying to rob this bitch.
I was gonna say like steal
Run from the cops.
like a really cool car
That's what I would do.
and like run from the cops. And, like, just,
Dude, like
I
at
would-
that, dude, I would love to have been at
fucking
Tim's
send
place. Tim's like, hey, what's going on? And you're just like, fuck this car. And she's like, jumping through the fence, and you're like, I'm just gonna go out in a blaze of glory,
Take,
dude.
Right.
yeah, I'm on board with that.
I'm
Take
like
some badass
joyride
car
or something.
and
Joyride.
like, hey,
yeah.
I'm gonna maybe.
I'm
buy
gonna
this,
steal a
test
fucking
drive it,
fighter
take
jet,
it.
like
There you
like
go.
freaking like
Like some
F-22.
Grand Theft Auto, steal,
And just
sneak
go
up in an
hard.
army
Grand Theft
base
Auto.
and,
I'm just gonna
Let's
be
just-
fine stuff.
Literally.
Grand Theft Auto. Like the,
Like,
the
I'm
video
gonna like
game,
shoot
I'm
some
living
fucking
it.
missiles. I'm gonna like go in there like if I could even make it to the plane and start the fucking
Whatever.
thing.
You
We're
usually
gonna have to
don't.
kill all the tigers I let loose when I was on the way.
So yeah, we may not even make it as far, but at least stealing a car, we could probably do that and fucking send
We make it that
for, like,
far.
the,
we could
the
get,
hot
you
pursuit
know,
chase.
yeah.
I don't know
I'm
about
about
stealing a F-22, but
It would be a
I'm gonna say
valiant
this
effort
from
if
my
we tried.
personal experience in the military, it would be pretty difficult.
yeah, there would be
And
like.
if you did,
They don't
use
leave
it
the
or-
keys in them.
Yeah, they don't. They don't even have keys.
Did you hear about
They
that
wouldn't
dude
go-
that stole that jet though, like from like a airport?
Oh yeah, Danny. Have you heard the audio of
Yeah,
him talking?
here's
He's
the
like,
audio.
so I don't know why I did this again. I'm still just gonna kill myself though. And they're like, don't. He's like, nah, bro. He's like just like goes down.
It's like, I'm taking
he's
it down.
the sickest audio. He's like, nah, bro, fuck this, dude. He just like
I'm out.
kills himself. He's
I'm
like,
done.
If you watch
Just-
audio, they're just like,
They're
come
like,
on
how
down.
did
He's like,
you learn
nah,
how to
man.
fly?
You guys are gonna take me to jail if I show up, right? They're like, no. It's like, I know you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
he's like,
That's so cool though. Like,
dude,
I
I
mean,
respect that.
You're
guy.
gonna go
Like,
out.
He's like, you wanna know what? Fuck work on Monday.
Yeah. They're like, how'd you learn how to do? Like, how'd you start the plane? Like, I played a lot of.
Dude,
Flight
yeah, he said,
Simulator.
yeah, he literally says that. He's like,
Flight
how'd you fly this? He's
Simulator,
like,
bro.
bro, I've been playing Xbox for like years. Dude.
Like,
Like,
that'd be me. Like,
That's
fucking.
literally what he said.
Literally.
He
Flight
drove it into
Simulator.
a pond, dude. What a legend. Like, he's like, work sucks. I know.
Like that
I'm
guy is a badass.
He's the legend, dude.
Yeah.
I love him. And I cherish him. So I guess we're gonna start wrapping it up here. So
Hey, before we go,
what?
can we get you to sign the poster?
Oh
out
yeah,
there?
yeah.
I do have.
You already
my
signed
handy-
the table.
Yeah,
my
sign
but-
it,
handy
yeah, sign the
marker.
table, yeah.
That
We got Stretch
Where do
signing
you
the
want
poster.
Trent
Dude,
Weaver
I like that.
was
I like that 45
kind
like
enough
right here.
I have to make this like.
Oh,
to
yeah,
hook us up.
Yeah. At Tweeves Productions.
follow him on Instagram.
Follow him on Insta. That's a really nice signature too.
See, I'm gonna have to get you a poster like ASAP, dog.
Well, you can sign the table for now, like Parker. How about that?
Sign the table.
No, dude, sign this edge. Like, just go
No,
ahead.
no,
Just sign
no.
the table.
No,
and
he'll
you
sign.
already look
We'll
at
get
his
his
own
poster and put it up here.
You guys do have a lot of like coverage. You could get this wall.
Yeah,
like,
we
plastic.
could drop some of
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
stuff.
there you go,
Cool.
Prime.
Well, that was fun.
Alright, so
Marker
now that
drop.
we've been talking, before we go, real quick, I want you guys to at least throw like 3 roasts at each other right now.
3
On
rows
appearance
at each
based
other.
only. On appearance based only.
Oh, appearance?
Appearance based only. No riding insult.
You got a
Short.
baby face, dog.
Short, looks like a rat.
Damn.
Got some teeth going.
You look like a fucking giraffe.
I know I have a long
You look like that dude on Facebook, Daddy Longneck.
Is there a guy like that?
You see it with the black dude with
Yeah.
the no neck
Oh,
and
yeah,
then the
yeah.
Daddy
the
Longneck.
The no neck versus the long neck. Yeah.
No,
I don't-
bullet
I
cuts.
have-
all I
was
got.
waiting on
I have
bullet
nothing
cuts.
bad about Sam. Like
Yeah,
really, I
see,
can't
that
even
was
think of
hard.
anything.
That was hard
It
to.
didn't look like that was
It came out pretty
Like,
good.
as soon as I said it, y'all were like, yeah, fuck yo, long neck ass. I was like, damn, dude. Seems like some built up tension.
I really like Sam's always been super cool to me. Like,
See, yeah, we haven't had no really instance on the
There's
track,
never been any
so I ain't
instance
got
on the
no, I
track.
ain't got no, like.
I've
resentment.
always been way too far ahead of you.
Oh,
Damn, sounds like that's why they were.
Well, no. See what happened.
See,
the
it's
year
always-
he
we've
won
always-
the Pro-Am championship. He like killed it in the first half of the year. Then I killed it in the second half.
True.
But I sucked in the first half of the year. So
You won a couple in the end. How many did you win that
I
year?
won 3 in a
You won
row,
3 in
and
a
I
row?
was killing it out
Yeah.
Loretta's.
And you won the
Well.
first 3,
Yep.
didn't you?
Yep, I won the first 3. And then I won Loretta's at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was doing good, but I grenaded my motor.
Yep. You would have probably
Classic.
won that. Just how it goes.
Hey, it's
Gotta have
racing.
good-
Racing.
Hopefully
Yeah,
this
full
clips
package.
together well because we had a lot of stuff
Technical
going
difficulties.
on.
Look at the
But,
camera.
which
Look at the
camera
camera.
we're
Look at the
Thanks a
camera
lot.
right now,
It
dude.
is literally
Is the
closed.
lens
It's literally
on?
turned off,
Oh, it turned off because it like died?
Yeah, it's off.
So
It's
hopefully
off.
we got the audio going. Those
We do. We got the audio.
And I hope, like, just whoever's, if you're even this far along, I thank you. So goodbye.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
after the
And we got to do our
difficulties-
8 seconds of pretending.
Stretch it out 9, signing out.